Care of the player watch is our one and only Siobhan. Welcome, Siobhan.
Thanks, Matt. Looking forward to the game today. Even though Sandringham have won 5 games and Eastern have won 2, looking forward to a really good contest. And as you guys said before, in trying conditions, but it should be a really great game.
And this is a bit of a weird fixture, Crooksy, considering we've got to go backwards to go forwards.
And back a couple of rounds too.
Round 10 was last weekend and all sides concluded that round, but this is the conclusion of round 9, just to make it a little bit confusing. Part B, I think it's being termed in the record.
And currently Eastern Rangers haven't had one of their quieter seasons in recent times, just the 2 wins for the year, and they're currently in 11th position, and Sandringham are in 6th position on 5 wins. So a win here today will bump them up to 5th, above one of their arch enemies in Oakley, and a win for the Eastern Rangers will see them go up to 10th as well, and within kicking distance of the final 8. Although we have a new system in TAC Cup this year, so we've got a wildcard round as the last round.
Ooh.
So 5th to 12th playoff in a wildcard sudden death series on the first weekend of the finals in September, and so all teams are going to participate in one way or another, but where you want to get positioned, you don't want to be 12th playing 5th. I think that'll be a tough assignment. Players that we're going to look out for, you guys. I see some famous names.
I do see some famous names as well. But who are we looking after in the player watch today, Siobhan?
So for the player watch for the Sandringham Dragons, I'm going to be looking at Alastair Richards. He is coming off playing with the Vic Metro team, running and carrying the ball off half back. He can also play as an explosive midfielder, and his effort is what stands out the most in his willingness to just drive the ball forward and kick long. He has had a really impressive season so far, so look for that to continue today. And for the Eastern Rangers, I'm going to be looking at powerful midfielder Adrian Kalkowski. He's had a standout game in particular in Eastern's win against the Northern Knights in round 8 with 24 disposals and 6 tackles. And he'll be vital in winning the midfield battle alongside Eastern Rangers skipper Joel Burley and Kai Quirk. But look for Adrian Kalkowski to continue his good vein of form today.
Couple of famous names that I can see on the list. One of them is number 39 for Sandringham, Jai Florent. So undoubtedly he'll be the brother of Ollie Florent, playing for the Swans, who we saw in a stellar year for Sandringham a couple of seasons ago when they had half a dozen players drafted. There is also a Jackson Voss. Now, I'm interested to see if he plays like his old man. He'll be rough as... he'll be assertive, is probably a good way of saying it, on the ground. And there's a few others that we'll bring to you throughout the day. I think there's a quieter one. His father was a serviceable player for St Kilda and Hawthorn in Ralph Smith, Hugo Ralph Smith. So we'll be looking forward to seeing them.
And a late change for the Eastern Rangers too today. Out of the side went Harvey Chin, and coming into the side today is Kyle Crosby, number 43. So that was a late change that we were advised of just a short while ago for the Eastern Rangers. The Sandringham Dragons are making their way out onto the ground. The wet weather has started to come down here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval. We'll take a break. On the other side of this, the first bounce.
Cowboys Cash and Carry have the largest range of clothing bargains in the northern suburbs for the whole family. Schoolwear and workwear has just arrived and is half the price you would expect to pay at major stores. A family-run business, Cowboys Cash and Carry has new stock daily and 15,000 square feet of bargains. Come and see what the northern suburbs are raving about. Mention this ad and get 10% off their already cheap prices. Cowboys Cash and Carry, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown, open 7 days.
Technica is an Australian company that's been importing Italian-made and European-designed cooking appliances and white goods for almost 20 years. Technica appliances are a fusion of cutting-edge technology and contemporary design, providing a high level of style and sophistication to any kitchen. This is why so many leading architects, developers, interior designers and builders use Technica appliances, because like their customers, they want the very latest in innovation and quality. Technica, proud sponsor of the Northern Knights and TAC Cup Radio. Executive Maintenance has grown to be a preferred facility maintenance provider by maintaining excellence for over 25 years. A registered domestic and commercial building practitioner, Executive Maintenance provides facility maintenance for government, corporate, property and retail sectors. Whether it's a handyman for your corporate space or a fully qualified crew to manage your project, Executive Maintenance has the knowledge and expertise to provide a personal yet professional service. If you need assistance with your building maintenance needs, email admin@executivemaintenance.com.au. Executive Maintenance, a proud sponsor of TAC Cup Radio. Another year of TAC Cup football and your number one AFL draft site is back and bigger than ever. AdZ Media, powering AFL Draft Central, continues to revolutionise the way AFL draft content is reported. In 2018, the team has increased to more than 40 writers who will provide powerful and cutting-edge stories nationwide. With draft news, features and women's football coverage, AFL Draft Central is your one-stop shop for AFL draft content. Head to aflddraftcentral.com.au or stay up to date with us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Check out at AFL Draft Central. Essendon captain Heppel settles, and he's done it! He's slotted through the match-winning goal. Roughhead flies high across the pack and takes a classic mark. Pendlebury's leading from the front, clocking up the possessions today, and young gun pup Cal Porter is looking good in his debut match. Gippsland Power generates footy legends, and NG is the power behind Gippsland Power. NG Hazelwood are proud to be helping tomorrow's future stars as major sponsor of Gippsland Power. Gippsland Power, the backyard playground of tomorrow's future stars. Go Power! Nixon Finance has been running in the Plenty Valley area of Greensborough for over 20 years. As your financial consultants and brokers, they specialise in all your equipment and vehicle finance needs. Home loans, business loans, commercial property loans. They deal with all the banks and get the right loan that suits your needs. Call Phil Smith during business hours on 9435 2600 or email nixonfinance@bigpond.com.
On taccup.com.au, this is TAC Cup Radio.
Back here at a very wintry Trevor Barker Beach Oval here in Sandringham. It's the conclusion of round 9 of the TAC Cup. And it's the Dragons up against the Eastern Rangers. The rain is coming down very, very heavily. The lights are on here in the grandstand where we're positioned. It's going to be a typical June day of football, guys.
End of financial year type of day, June 30, right in the dark. And it's as you said, Matt, it's a bit dark. They've got the training lights here. I dare say they might be turned on at some stage. What's everyone's selections today?
I'm going to be going for the Sandringham Dragons in what's certainly going to be a bit of a scrappy contest with the weather. I just think they've got a few more players that are a bit harder at the footy than the Eastern Rangers, but saying that, it could be a very, very close contest, and that's what I expect in conditions like this.
Crooksy?
I've gone for Sandringham. They're coming off a nail-biting win against Oakley. They won by 3 points, 8-13 to 8-10 last round in a bit of a change of lead type game at Warrawee Park. So Sandringham coming off that. Eastern Rangers were just beaten by Calder Cannons at home, 19 points, but the game was pretty tight all day, and Calder kicked away in the last quarter, the last 15 minutes of the last quarter. So I'll stick with Sandringham at home, but it's always an interesting time of year when players are out. Sandringham always heavily hit by school footy and metro footy, so it'll be very interesting to see which way it goes. Matto, who are you favouring?
I remember a day very similar to this earlier in the season where the Eastern Rangers went up against the Ugly Chargers down at Frankston, I think it was.
Round 1, yep.
And they were in it up until half-time. Considering the Dragons are missing a couple of their stars, I reckon the Eastern Rangers might be able to cause an upset similar to what happened at Etihad last night.
It was only an upset if you tipped Geelong, Matt.
Yeah,
some of us tipped the Bulldogs.
Well, thanks for the insight there, Crooksy, because I tipped Geelong.
Just putting a feather in my cap. Sandringham, and the pitches will be brought to you by Sally and Peter today, and two traditional Guernseys, which I love. Sandringham in the dark navy blue with the maroon and white V and the dragon logo on the front. And they've got the dark navy blue shorts, and Eastern Rangers in their traditional royal blue with a white V trimmed by yellow and red, and they're wearing the white shorts. So it should be fairly easy, and typical of the beachside grounds, Matt, no mud to speak of.
No, nice and sandy base. Makes it very pleasant out there. Ground is in good condition, although the wet weather that we've got in the last 10 minutes might
make the ball skid a bit.
And the wind is a bit blustery, I'd say. It's blowing straight across the ground, not really favouring either end at this point in time. May change throughout the course of the morning, though. Round 9 of the TAC Cup. You're listening to it through TAC Cup Radio and the live stream on taccup.com.au. The conclusion of round 9, and to get us underway, it's the one and only Phil Crooks.
Thank you, Matt. We've got Andrew Courtney in the ruck for Sandringham, and he is up against Riley Smith, all 200 centimetres of him. The umpire holds the Sherrin aloft. Siren sounds again, and we're off and racing. Up they go. Smith gets the tap down. Sandringham get the clearance. It's a bit of an up and under. Cardamone could be first on the scene. Receives the handball, switches to the right, gets it across to Malice. Malice, well, there's the first sign of a bit of skating. He's a bit slippery on the wing there. Free kick, and it's gone to Sandringham, and it'll be taken by Liam Stocker. Stocker kicks to half forward. Man all on his own. Takes a strong mark, and that was Charlie Dean. No slipperiness there, Siobhan.
Brilliant mark, and Liam Stocker's been involved in the two passages of play early for the Sandringham Dragons.
All right, Charlie Dean. He will kick from just inside 50, and he is kicking to the northern end of Trevor Barker. Kicks. Looks pretty good off the boot. That's the first one for them on the NG scoreboard. Sandringham get away early, 1 goal straight 6. Eastern Rangers yet to score. And the Technica time clock, Matt.
I'm going to go, hang on, I can cheat here. We are a minute and a half in on the Technica time clock.
Okay.
I think today is going to be about hacking the ball forward and just kicking it forward in conditions like this. But that was a really strong mark, and he backed himself, and his routine never let him down.
So Sandringham on the board early. Back in the middle. Wrapped up immediately with Stocker. Ball spills out of the contest. Eastern Rangers get a hurried kick forward. Bouncing ball just went over the head of Stamatis in defence. He was able to follow it up, kicks it towards the outer side. Clausen chasing after it, close to the boundary. He's able to keep it in play, goes backwards to Cardamone up against the boundary line. And unfortunately, Clausen just taking a step over the line and out of play. We'll throw it in half forward flank on the outer side of Trevor Barker Beach Oval. Rain just drying up ever so slightly. Cardamone had his head over the footy, was stripped of it. The big man in there, Courtney, tried to extract it for the Dragons. Rangers get another hurried kick forward, but it's straight down the throat of Voss on half back. Wants to switch towards the broadcast side. Good hit up play, and they want to move it quickly here. Kennedy through the middle of Trevor Barker Beach Oval, goes towards half forward. No mark taken. Dean slung his opponent off the contest. And a free kick will be going the way of the Eastern Rangers inside defensive 50. And to take the free kick there is Quirk. Wants to bring it towards the broadcast side, not the greatest of kicks. Houlihan takes the mark for the Sandringham Dragons. Attacking side of the broadcast wing. Goes high towards the goal square, ball off hands. Rangers happy to see it over the boundary line and out of play in the forward pocket for the Dragons. They're 1 straight 6. Eastern Rangers yet to score on the NG scoreboard And we are 3.5 minutes in on the Technica time clock.
Ben Cardamone for the Eastern Rangers has started in the midfield. He's well known off half-back, but he's starting midfield today.
Courtney and Dean neither get a tap. Ball comes out into a dangerous spot. Eastern need to be sure here. They are. They kick out wide to the beachside wing. Contest on. Sandringham in with numbers. Try to squeeze the handball out. Could have been a holding the man call there. Play on, says the umpire. Ball's on the deck. Smothered off the boot. You could hear that in the effects mic. And as it just looks a little bit lighter and brighter, the ball to be thrown in just forward of centre wing. And she goes, a little bit of shoving, nice tap out. Comes out the back to Churgwin. Can't take it cleanly. Now Easton can go forward through Ironspawn. Gets to centre half forward. Ball hits the deck. Need to be sharp. It's just sort of bobbling about at the moment. No one can take a clean possession. They get it out quickly. Run into a bit of trouble. Underground handball, looking for Richards. Now we're right in the centre of the ground. Courtney looking for Cardamone. It comes out wide. He'll have to be slick. Slick he is. Kicks inside 50, but the mark is taken in defence by Corey Watts. He sends it out to the Beach Road side of the ground. The race is on. Right underneath the NG scoreboard, reading 1 goal straight to Sandringham. Eastern yet to score. And the ball will be thrown in. Trees in the background. You can see the wind coming off Port Phillip Bay. Wipers on the cars still working out there on the half-forward flank. She goes front position. Comes out. No. Little kick out to centre wing. Little kick forward there by Richards. We get to half forward. Now Easton defend through Bredden. Scrappy footy, kick smothered over the boundary line, out of bounds, centre wing, 1 goal straight. Easton yet to score.
There's a lot of pressure on the ball carrier already. Both sides really like to tackle, and that's been evident early.
Boundary throw in right next to the NG scoreboard. As front spot winning it down there was Courtney. Ball close to the boundary line once again on that outer wing. The handball came over the top to Forbes. A couple of hot handballs. Cardamone coming through. He got stripped. Voss in there as well for the Dragons gets caught, and the umpire says, "Give it to me, I will ball it up." Centre wing on the outer side. Tossed into the air. I reckon it's going to be a good ruck duel today between the two ruckmen. Hurried handball out there. Voss, his kick smothered and over the boundary line and out of play. They've both got a bit of size about them, the ruckmen out there at the moment.
200 centimetres, 102 kilos. Riley Smith from the Eastern Rangers.
And Courtney, 199 centimetres and 81 kilos. So good battle as the ball's tossed back into play. Attacking side of the outer wing favouring the Eastern Rangers, who are yet to score. Ball spilt free. McNeish coming through. Was able to get the fend off. Voss receives the handball. They track backwards here on half-back, the Dragons. Run into a little bit of trouble. O'Meara, wide handball. Eastern Rangers harassing it inside, attacking 50. Dragons eventually get a clearing kick away. Might come straight back, though. Garner sends it into the middle and hits up Kalkowski. Switches it towards the broadcast flank. No one able to take clean possession of the footy. Seaton coming through for the Dragons. Goes to ground. Clawson coming through. Was able to get a handball. It's just ping-ponging at the moment. Eastern Rangers now go inside attacking 50. Bounces over the top of the contest. Under pressure is Watts. Will retreat backwards with the handball to Kennedy at the top of the defensive goal square.
Whoop.
Goes up the corridor. Dangerous handball. Rangers coming through with a shot on goal. Will fall in the square. Dragons are able to repel it away again. Not the greatest of kicks. Hurried kick back inside 50 from Clawson. Goes straight down the throat of Voss.
Jackson Voss, a true fullback, told to play on the left foot. It goes along the bay side of the ground. Comes off hands to the back of the pack. Trying to hack it forward is Ralph Smith. Ball's on top. Now Easton. They fish one out wide here. Handball over the top, looking for Malice. He's going to get collared. Now the quick kick forward by Courtney. Going along the boundary line, and eventually out of bounds. Half forward flank. Port Phillip Bay side of the ground. Just in between the coach's box and that social club. On the corner, plenty of Eastern Rangers supported hovered under the cover there. In front of the change rooms and on the stairs. Up they go. Ball goes out the back. Easton by hand. Eventually Cardamone. He'll have to do it by foot. Kicks long. Sets the task for Kruger. He's first on the scene. Needs a slick pick-up. He gets it. Gets rid of it. Held when he didn't have it. Good play by Kruger. Now he tries to work it inside 50. Goes in short to Bredden. Wasn't a clean kick. Sandringham eventually work it backwards. Caught, slung around. Gets a quick kick away. Watts, he's been prominent early. Good handball. Now Easton. Cardamone. Can't quite track it, and the ball's over the boundary line, out of bounds. Between around 50 metres around from Easton's goal. They're kicking to the southern end. And I don't think either end would be favoured by the Breeds. I think it's mainly just cross the ground. Thrown in. Quick hacking kick. Easton need a mark. The pack flies. Drops to the bottom. Caught, tackled, dispossessed. Good hands. Sandringham clear it through Anthony Seaton. Kicks it into the middle of the ground. They've got some numbers. They've got some run. Off they go to the races. Brimble kicks it to himself. World Cup soccer tactics by Troy Brimble. Gets it over the boundary line, out of bounds. And a World Cup score at the moment. It's like Panama and Senegal. 1-0 in Senegal's favour. And I haven't got a Technica time clock, so I can't tell you how far I'm in.
Oh, I can tell you that we are 11 minutes in on the Technica time clock. There he is again, Brimble. Got brought to ground. Cardamone been in the thick of it early for the Eastern Rangers. Couldn't get it away effectively, and Houlihan goes inside attacking 50 for the Dragons. Out the back of the pack. Ball bobbling around inside attacking 50. Rangers have done well just to hold things up. And we'll get a ball up.
We might be struggling to see an executive maintenance mark of the day like we have the last 2 weeks. I'm suggesting.
Yeah. Could have carried a couple of those over from the Pioneers over the last couple of weeks. There were a few good marks. As hurried clearing kick there from Quirk. Bouncing ball on half back. McNeish tried to spin his way through traffic, but ends up getting caught. Half-back flank broadcast side for the Eastern Rangers. They're yet to score. Sandringham 1 straight 6 on the NG scoreboard. High ball towards centre wing broadcast side. The ruckman fly, they couldn't bring it in. Rangers with numbers at the fall of the footy. Handball came off to Churgwin though for the Dragons.
Really?
He was a potential contender. Ball at the back. Socked by Witts. Top of the goal square for the Dragons. Rangers with numbers though. Under a bit of pressure. Brimble applies the tackle. Hurried handball to Black. Up against the boundary line. He's put it out on the full. And a free kick will go the way of Ralph Smith. Just outside attacking 50 outer side for the Sandringham Dragons. Pops a kick short. And hits up Dean. Half forward flank on the outer side for the Sandringham Dragons. He goes inside attacking 50 with the kick. Ball off hands. Quirk trying to apply the tackle for the Eastern Rangers. Dragons though, they almost found Churgwin. He fumbled, got caught, and the umpire pins him for holding the footy. Free kick to go the way of the Eastern Rangers in defensive 50.
They go laterally through Mitch Mellis. Little shorty, and they've found their man. I'll have to get his number. That's 72 out there, so I'll have to pick him up in the footy record. As Easton, right on centre wing, Beach Road side of the ground. They go out wide, but it's taken over the boundary line by Liam Stocker.
Early in the first quarter, the Rangers were able to keep the ball inside 50. Sandringham Dragons have been able to do that in the second part of the first quarter, but both sides haven't been able to capitalise on their opportunities when they've been there.
Ball to be thrown in. Tap to the front. Easton, some soccer tactics there. Comes out, Sandringham pinch their pockets and kick long inside 50. Free kick to Sandringham. And the free kick will go to Andrew Courtney, the big fella.
Again, it was that hack kick forward that has resulted in a shot on goal for the Sandringham Dragons.
He is a 199 centimetres.
Oh.
Got a touch of the Steve O'Dwyer, Straub O'Dwyer about him in look. Bit wiry, bit angular. He's going to kick this from 20 metres out on a 35-degree angle, kicking to the northern end as the sun comes out. Courtney just nudges it and didn't quite kick through it, through for a behind. 117 on the NG scoreboard. Eastern Rangers yet to score. And to bring the ball back in for Easton will be Xavier Fry. Fry kicks to himself, gets a few metres and kicks to the Beach Road side of the ground. Comes out the back. Carter Moan. There's a bit of a volleyball spike to keep the ball going in forward motion. Now they're wrapped up in a tackle. 7 plays 0 halfway through the first quarter, Matt.
15.5 minutes on the Technica time clock to be precise, thanks to our camera people. The high ball there for the Rangers goes straight over the boundary line on the full.
Both sides, but in particular the Dragons, like to run and carry the ball, and with these conditions they're both finding it hard to do just that.
So the umpire just wanted to reset the mark there for Kennedy. Ball will get brought back to him. Defensive side of the outer wing, he's still getting pulled up on the mark there, Kennedy. Now he's given free rein, and he chips the ball short. It was a spearing pass, and it was effective. Mark taken on the outer wing by the Dragons. They go short with the kick. Oh, geez, it was a bit of a throw from Houlihan out of the contest into the hands of Stocker. High ball towards half forward, bouncing ball. Just again went past the contest. Dragons kept it in play momentarily. And now it's seen over the boundary line and out of play. Forward pocket, out of side. Sandringham, you feel they've dominated possession as it's fisted away there by Kapanak, and it's back over the boundary line and out of play. When I say dominated possession, they've been the ones that have been pushing the ball forward, whereas
You're
Eastern
exactly
Rangers don't seem to have that same intent at this point in time. Tossed back in, half forward flank out of side for the Dragons. Coming through there, McCormick. The Eastern Rangers, handball popped over the top. Boundary line beats Cardamone and will throw it in. Still on the half forward flank. Rain has eased here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval and the sun's come out. The wind though still a little bit blustery. Going straight across the ground, unable to bring it in there was Burley for the Eastern Rangers. Very close to that boundary line once again. We'll throw it in underneath the NG scoreboard. 117 Sandringham. The Eastern Rangers yet to score, heading towards 18 minutes on the Technica time clock.
Boundary umpire sets. They go. Flushed out the back, Cardamone gets collared. He draws the footy a lot, does Benny Cardamone.
He's been really prominent early for the Rangers. I think his big body is what's setting him apart from most of the other players out on the ground.
Ball's on the deck. Gets Quickly flung out to Denborough, who kicks, and nice rock of Gibraltar mark, last line of defence for Easton. And that was taken by Hallett Tayali. Kicks to half-back, or in the back pocket. Kicks to centre wing. Up they go, and the wind took it.
It's definitely blowing straight across the ground.
And over the boundary line, out of bounds on the full. Bringing the ball back in for Sandringham. Houlihan kicks in short, comes off hands and out of bounds. We'll let the players know at quarter time. Feel free to play on this side of the ground. Much easier to call when they're closer to you. Up she goes, tap to the front of the pack. Easton wrapped up in a tackle. That ain't going anywhere. And the ball will be bounced again.
I think there will be many, many stoppages in this game. Both sides have very contested midfielders playing.
Quick kick forward. This is by Stocker. He's been prominent early, but it is cut off. Intercept mark. And that is by Billy McCormick. McCormick. They go along the line, comes over the back. There's a whistle on play, and the free kick will go to the Dragons. And this one is taken by Charlie Dean. Dean goes along the line. 2 bites of the cherry, can't grab it. They swoop. Easton go into the middle of the ground, comes off the hands of the pack. Hits the deck again. They've got some numbers here. Voss kicks forward, but intercept mark again. Playing between the arcs at the moment. Kick to kick in the schoolyard at lunchtime. They go long. Sandringham dispossessed. Tackle, dispossessed again. Easton can't clear, trying to break it rugby style. Eventually they hack it forward. 1-on-1 inside 50. Can they get it? Oh, great tackle. And not rewarded there. That was by Dermot Reynolds. Applied the tackle there on Anthony Seaton. Great work, Dermot. Just came on the ground not so long ago. Now we've got some action in forward 50 for Easton. Can they keep it in here? Sandringham collared in the back. And Stocker will take the resultant free kick. Comes to the bay side of the ground. Spots up Forbes. Forbes goes right up the middle in the sunshine, and the mark is taken here by Harry Houlihan. H goes laterally. Will Kennedy's got it. This way, that way. Again, he finds his teammate in O'Meara, who gets it onto Richards. Richards on the right boot. Got a man loose. And the mark is taken by Denborough. Denborough goes forward and marked inside 50 in the shadows of the social club. Sorry, that is Denborough that's marked. It was Churgwin that marked on half forward and kicked it forward. Denborough hard up against the boundary. If he can hit this, it'll be an AFL Draft Central goal of the day. Left footer as well. Tell you what. I tell you what, he's put us through. That is an AFL Draft Central goal of the day. Had everything going against him. And young Jack Denborough has put it through for Sandringham second. 2 goals, 1, 13 on the NG scoreboard. Easton yet to score.
And we are 22 minutes in on the Technica time clock.
That was magnificent team play. They chipped the ball around, hit a target, and young Jack Denborough there, what a magnificent kick, really, really tight on the boundary line, but that was good play.
Can't believe I'm saying this, but I need the Sunnies. McNeish able to get the clearance. It was a toe poke kick for the Sandringham Dragons. Ralph Smith has it, defensive side of the outer wing, swung around and brings it to the broadcast side. Good grab taken here by Forbes. Half-back flank, angles it in towards the middle. Rangers bring it forward. Hurried kick inside, attacking 50, just over the head there of Reynolds. He tried to keep it in play, but unable to. We'll throw it in. That was good, desperate stuff there from the Rangers in the middle, Siobhan.
Certainly.
It's going to be thrown back into play, nearing quarter time here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval. Eastern Rangers, can they get a score on the board before the siren sounds? They're deep inside attacking 50, ball out the back of the contest. Dragons with the numbers. It ended up ricocheting off a couple of players. Vassus up against the fence and over the boundary line and out of play. We'll throw it in forward pocket for the Eastern Rangers.
They need to pinch one here.
They do. Had it in their 50 a couple of times, but they haven't looked potent when they've been in there. As it's hurried off the pack. Dragons again with the numbers.
Free kick.
And McNeish Voss ends up stealing the footy. Kicks it into the middle, but it's going to come straight back in. Mark taken by Fry for the Eastern Rangers. Comes towards half forward.
Oh, defence.
Great defensive fist from Kennedy. Sees the ball over the boundary line and out of play. We'll throw it in between centre wing and half forward, broadcast side for the Eastern Rangers as we head towards the quarter time siren. Crooksy.
You can't fault the Eastern Rangers' endeavour.
They go. Looks to tap it over the back. McNeish runs onto it. Quick hands, intercepted. Ball on the ground and pushing the back, says the umpire. As the siren sounds, he's too far out. Quarter time here at Sandringham sees the Dragons 2-1-13 to the Eastern Rangers yet to score. The goal kickers for Sandy were Jack Denborough and Charlie Dean.
It was a very stop-start quarter, that wasn't it, Siobhan?
Certainly, there were plenty of stoppages in that quarter. Both sides, as I said before, really like to tackle, they like to hunt the footy and they like to hunt the man, which was really evident. But the Sandringham Dragons just seem to have a little bit of class on the outside. And I think the Eastern Rangers' main job is to make sure that the Sandringham Dragons don't get that free-flowing run and carry that they've been known for this year. You can't fault the Eastern Rangers' tackle pressure and endeavour, but Sandringham just seems to be a little bit more classy in the first quarter.
Quarter time here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval. It is the Dragons 2-1-13. Eastern Rangers yet to get a score on the board. We'll take a break. Second term up next here on TAC Cup Radio and the TAC Cup live stream on taccup.com.au.
Technica is an Australian company that's been importing Italian-made and European-designed cooking appliances and white goods for almost 20 years. Technica appliances are a fusion of cutting-edge technology and contemporary design, providing a high level of style and sophistication to any kitchen. This is why so many leading architects, developers, interior designers and builders use Technica appliances, because like their customers, they want the very latest in innovation and quality. Technica, proud sponsor of the Northern Knights and TAC Cup Radio. Executive Maintenance has grown to be a preferred facility maintenance provider by maintaining excellence for over 25 years. A registered domestic and commercial building practitioner, Executive Maintenance provides facility maintenance for government, corporate, property and retail sectors. Whether it's a handyman for your corporate space or a fully qualified crew to manage your project, Executive Maintenance has the knowledge and expertise to provide a personal yet professional service. If you need assistance with your building maintenance needs, email admin@executivemaintenance.com.au. Executive Maintenance, a proud sponsor of TAC Cup Radio. Another year of TAC Cup football and your number one AFL draft site is back and bigger than ever. AdZ Media, powering AFL Draft Central, continues to revolutionise the way AFL draft content is reported. In 2018, the team has increased to more than 40 writers who will provide powerful and cutting-edge stories nationwide. With draft news, features and women's football coverage, AFL Draft Central is your one-stop shop for AFL draft content. Head to afldraftcentral.com.au or stay up to date with us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Check out at AFL Draft Central.
Cowboys Cash and Carry have the largest range of clothing bargains in the northern suburbs for the whole family. Schoolwear and workwear has just arrived and is half the price you would expect to pay at major stores. A family-run business, Cowboys Cash and Carry has new stock daily and 15,000 square feet of bargains. Come and see what the northern suburbs are raving about. Mention this ad and get 10% off their already cheap prices. Cowboys Cash and Carry, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown, open 7 days.
Essendon captain Heppel settles, and he's done it. He's slotted through the match-winning goal. Roughhead flies high across the pack and takes a classic mark. Pendlebury's leading from the front, clocking up the possessions today, and young gun pup Cal Porter is looking good in his debut match. Gippsland Power generates footy legends, and NG is the power behind Gippsland Power. NG Hazelwood are proud to be helping tomorrow's future stars as major sponsor of Gippsland Power. Gippsland Power, the backyard playground of tomorrow's future stars. Go Power! Nixon Finance has been running in the Plenty Valley area of Greensborough for over 20 years. As your financial consultants and brokers, they specialise in all your equipment and vehicle finance needs. Home loans, business loans, commercial property loans. They deal with all the banks and get the right loan that suits your needs. Call Phil Smith during business hours on 9435 2600 or email nixonfinance@bigpond.com.
On taccup.com.au, this is TAC Cup Radio.
Back here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval, where it is the Sandringham Dragons 2-1-13. The Eastern Rangers unable to get a score on the board in the opening term, as we've had a bit of everything weather-wise. The sun's now come out. We had a bit of rain to start the game, which has made things a little bit slippery, and at the moment has made it a very contested and congested game of footy. Some of the standout stats and players from that term, Siobhan.
I've really liked the game of Ben Cardamone. He's been really hard at it in and under for the Eastern Rangers, and for the Sandringham Dragons, Liam Stocker started the game like a house on fire. He's been everywhere, mainly kicking the ball forward, which has been really positive. And my player watch, Alistair Richards for the Sandringham Dragons had 4 disposals in that first term, and Adrian Kalkowski for the Eastern Rangers had 3. So looking for them to both lift a bit in the second quarter for their respective sides.
Crooksy, who's caught your eye out on the ground in addition to those names?
Yeah, well, Jackson Voss is obviously the surname grabs your attention straight away, but I think he's been pretty good, left footer, but he's worked well across half back and kicks nice and long, and he's got a searching sort of a kick. Ralph Smith is a couple of times, and the two big blokes. I think you mentioned in the call, Matt, that the ruck was going to be interesting, and primarily Andrew Courtney and Riley Smith look as though they're going to have a pretty good contest, and no shortage of opportunity with stoppages and ball ups to ply their trade this afternoon. I think also, as you said in the call, Matt, Sandringham did have control of the ball. You know, if you could break up into percentages, I'd say as much as sort of 65-35.
Yep.
And when they did have it, they looked to have greater control of the ball than when Eastern had it. And when Eastern went forward, you were sort of looking upon individuals to sort of do it. And when they went inside 50, which was rare, I think they're yet to have a shot on goal.
Yep.
From memory.
Yep. That'd be fair.
So they've had a few kicks inside. They've got it inside 50 a few times, but it's always been never to the forwards' advantage. They've always been sort of wrong-sided and try to create another contest rather than sort of win the contest and have a shot at goal. So,
and the entries have been into their pockets as well. They're not straight up the corridor. They're coming in wide, trying to navigate their way to goal. And I just don't think that's where you want the ball to be when you're inside attacking 50. Whereas the Dragons, even though a couple of times they went in through the wings, they tried to get it as central as possible.
And they might want to. Sandringham's 2 goals both came from the same side of the ground in front of the Social Club, but on the Port Phillip Bay side of the ground, attacking the goal. And I don't think they sort of came through the centre, but they never came down in front of the grandstand where they might get a little bit of protection going to this end. So we'll see how they go. If they follow the Dragons' lead and work it into the Social Club and then sort of 5 from there.
Do you guys think that Eastern are lacking a big target? Because Sandringham have Andrew Courtney, they've got McCasey down there. Do you think they're lacking that tall forward?
Yeah, they certainly don't have that key position player that they're all going to, that draws the ball or gives teams direction. At least if they're not marking it, they've got a direction to kick towards.
It looks like Reynolds and Lockman have headed down forward now for the Eastern Rangers, but they don't seem to have the presence that Dean up the other end or as you mentioned, Courtney, when he comes inside forward 50, they seem to have a bit more, they are magnets to the footy, whereas up the other end it's a bit, they don't seem to have a direction at the moment, would be my way of saying it, the Eastern Rangers, but we are only a quarter in. Dragons by 13 points to get us underway for the second term. Here's Phil Crooks.
Riley Smith for Easton gets the tap down at Sandringham. No, now Easton get the clearance. Need to get boot to ball. He's pushed off his balance just as he kicks it. Comes out wide towards the grandstand. Ball still in dispute. Dragons have got plenty numbers on the other side and of the pack. And the umpire blows the whistle. He'll ball this up. True half forward. Dragons going to the southern end of the ground. Eastern to the northern end. Nice tap out by Courtney. Just doesn't hit the target. Dragons go inside. Good attacking defence by Quirk. They kick it out wide. The race is on. Shergwin up there first. It'll be Kennedy. Again, ball in dispute. Easton. Kick round the corner by Einspawn. Gets to half forward. Kick smothered off the boot. And goes over the boundary line and out of bounds. They can't get that kick inside 50 without pressure on them. Hence the smothers and the drop-offs.
And a player that's really caught my eye with that pressure was McNeish in the first term. He was really hustling with the second efforts around the footy.
Over the back. Kicked off the carpet. Trying to get through it is Reynolds. Ball goes back to where it came. Bouncing footy. Need to be clean. Good work by Tayali. Gets it across. They're sharing the ball. McCormick goes out wide. They look upfield. What can they do here? Kick long by Mellis. Comes over the back. Sandringham through heavy traffic by hand. Could get themselves into a bit of trouble. Tackled, dispossessed. Good work here by Easton. They get it across. Now there's a kick. We're at the top of the goals. On the deck. Dermott gets a handball across. Slung. Brought to the ground. And the umpire will come in and ball it up. Reynolds had half a chance there. Handballed it into a hot spot. Ball to be thrown up at the top of the goal square. Big opportunity for Easton's first score of the day. Sandringham, they clear it quickly. It's all Easton. Big kick up forward, out of bounds on the full. Gave that everything he could, but lost some accuracy. And Sandringham to take the resultant free kick, and the mark is taken by Seaton.
Seaton brings it across to Richards. High ball towards the centre wing. Caught out of position there was Denhambra. Eastern Rangers end up with the footy. They come inboard, spot up a free target. Mark taken here by Kratopoulos. Centre wing. Goes short with the kick. It's good to Burley. Plays on immediately. High ball inside, attacking 50 for the Eastern Rangers. Off hands and through for their first score, which is a minor one. They trail by 12 points here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval on the NG scoreboard, with 3.5 minutes into the second term on the Technica time clock.
Although that didn't result in a goal, that was really good work from the skipper, Joel Burley, to take the game on.
Straight down the guts by Sandringham. Rangers with numbers around the footy. Kalkovsky coming through will send it back towards the top of the 50-metre arc. Ball off hands once more. Hurry kick on the boot will go to the right-hand side once again. Kruger getting that hurried kick there for the Eastern Rangers. So a couple of scoring opportunities early for the visitors.
It's that inside 50 kick and delivery again that's letting them down.
A couple of quick handballs by the Dragons as they try and navigate their way outside of the defensive half of the ground. Cardamone with his head over the footy, tried to shovel it out. Pressure now from Eastern Rangers is good. Hurried kick on the boot. Hits up Reynolds in a bit of space. Attacking side of the outer wing. He goes inside, attacking 50 with the kick.
Oh, here we go.
Numbers favour the Eastern Rangers. And a snap on goal is good by Vassis to get there first. Good hurried movement there of the footy there for the Eastern Rangers to get their first major of the day. They're 1-2-8. Sandringham Dragons 2-1-13 on the NG scoreboard, approaching 5 minutes in the second term on the Technica time clock.
It was scrappy. It wasn't a clean footy, but they finally got their first goal. And again, if they have to play scrappy footy to get the ball forward and let their small forwards go to work, that's the way they're going to do it today.
Felt like they had a bit more confidence in that passage of play too than what they had in that first term.
Their run and carry is improved.
Kick by Dermot Reynolds was excellent. Nice and long, put the defence under pressure. And it was a kick without pressure. It was a kick. He wasn't under pressure when he kicked it. He was able to sort of get clear and gallop. Thrown up in the middle of the ground. Slung out the back. Easton are first there through Quirk. They kick to half forward. Mark taken on his chest for Easton. He doesn't muck about. Comes over the back. Good tackle. Good tackle. Umpire says he'll ball it up. 20 metres out from Easton's goal. They're going to the northern or city end of the ground. Up they go. Reynolds is in the ruck this time. Ball in dispute. That comes out to Cardamone. He sets sail for home. Kick smothered. It's on the carpet. They try to reload. Sandringham sweeping handball. Finds Houlihan. Now the long kick up to half forward. Defence into attack. Comes over the back. Oh, can't find the handle of the footy. Eventually he does. Ball is intercepted by Sandy. Oh, got the splits as he got tackled. Quick one out. Good quick hands. Defence by Easton. Goes out wide. Keeping his eye on the ball was Clausen. Sandringham go out wide. Stocker, he's been in everything. He looks for a man. An intercept mark there for the Eastern Rangers by Riley Smith. Smith, last line of defence, kicks out wide, finds his man. They worry me. And mark taken by Chase Black. Black hard up in the back pocket, Beach Road side of the ground. Oof. Challenged as he kicks it. Cardamone reads it best. He gets it. Left boot. Kicks into the middle of the ground. Bouncing footy. Sandy will be first there. Flicker handball out the back to get a bit of space. They're looking for McNeese. He's got the footy. He's in a bit of traffic. It's intercepted. Gone forward by Quirk. Not clean. Quirk again. Ooh. Loses his footing. Rugby throw. Get a game for the Melbourne Storm, and taking the free kick for Sandringham will be Hugo Ralph-Smith.
Ralph-Smith on half-back for the Dragons. Goes long with the kick to a contest. It's out the back. First there is Kalkowski up against the boundary line. It's just edged over. No. Yeah, camera people are shaking their head. Or at least one of them is.
Sally was very definite that it was not out. She told me. I can tell by the look on her face. It was a howler, she said. Howler.
We've had to go to the review. Ball thrown in.
She's just getting ready for a half-time run. She's going for a run to Frankston and back at half-time.
As there's a free kick off the pack, it will go the way of Cardamone. Everything going the way of the Eastern Rangers at the moment here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval. Breeden on the defensive side of the broadcast wing in front of the interchange bench. Goes long with the kick towards half forward. And I reckon that's an executive maintenance mark of the day contender there by Einspawn.
Absolutely.
High ball inside, attacking 50. 2-on-1 favoured the Eastern Rangers. It got fisted away from the contest. Getting there first was Mellis. Popped the handball back into play. Now it's over the boundary line and out of play.
In this second quarter, the Eastern Rangers have been dominating possession, but once again, that kick inside 50 doesn't look like they have a strong marking target, and Sandringham's defence is doing a great job just waltzing out of their inside 50.
Now, I reckon Reynolds ran it. No, they were just recalling it. I thought Reynolds might have been running late there and not the nominated ruckman to touch the ball, but it's just a boundary throw in. Tap went the way of the Dragons. It was Courtney that won the tap down for them. Hurried ball there. Burley sends it back inside, attacking 50. Top of the goal square, rushed through for a minor score. The Eastern Rangers, they've done all the scoring in this second term in the opening 10 minutes on the Technica time clock. They're 1-3-9. Still trailing the Sandringham Dragons, though. They're 2-1-13 on the NG scoreboard.
Ball brought in straight down the ground. Old-fashioned footy, love it. Goes to centre half back, punched off the pack. Easton looking to spot up a man was Taoli. He has. They'll kick from half forward to the top of the square. Can they find a mark this time? Hits the deck. Voss spits the ball out. They're at the top of the goal square. Dangerous territory. Sandringham got the numbers, got the poise, got the footy, and now they've got a safe mark taken by Troy Brimble. He goes into the centre of the ground. Mark taken by Worrell, Joshua Worrell, goes out wide. Ralph Smith running after it, gets a kind bounce, tries to work his man around, tackled brilliantly, and that was Riley Clausen. Great stuff. He plays on straight away, comes back to him, spins out. Put themselves into a little bit of trouble there. Kalchowski going forward through Einspawn, making heavy weather of it, but the bottom line, it's working well. They're inside 50. Tackled, dispossessed. Sandringham wants to switch it to the other side. All I can see is Rangers jumpers here. They've got the footy and they've got a little bit of toe. Nice little kick. This is Fry. Kicks into the pocket. Snap it goal, cross the face, and out of bounds on the full. Should have made more of that.
The Rangers are doing all the attacking, but Sandringham's defence seems to have all the answers at the moment.
So the Dragons to bring the ball back into play. I think it's Ralph Smith with the ball in his hands on that far side of the ground in front of the canteen. Oh, risky kick. Went over the top of Richards. Another opportunity here for the Eastern Rangers. Reynolds went without it. Mellis applies the tackle. They've done well to strip it there, Forbes. Handballs across as support. That handball was errant though, and they're back inside attacking 50. Shot on goal there for the Eastern Rangers. Across the face from Lockman, and a minor score. 1-4-10 the Eastern Rangers. 2-1-13 the Sandringham Dragons on the NG scoreboard. We're 12 and a half minutes in on the Technica time clock. A dodgy kick back into plays, found Mellis. Navigates his way through traffic. Hot handball off to Kalkowski. Has to go backwards now. Breed in on half forward. Goes towards centre half forward, and a great mark is taken by the Eastern Rangers. And it is by Kai Quirk. Directly in front, but he is on the edge of the 50-metre arc. Wind just ever so slightly has died down. It's going to be a tough kick either way for Kai Quirk. Comes in, kicks it from 50. It's a high floating ball offline. Dragons on the last line of defence are unable to mark it. And it's through for another minor score. 1-5-11. The Eastern Rangers, 2-1-13 the Sandringham Dragons on the NG scoreboard. 13 and a half minutes in on the Technica time clock.
Voss kicks the ball in. They're on centre wing. Sandringham go in short. Intercept. Sandringham get up with the ball. This is Stocker. Goes in short and finds Fisher McCasey. Fisher McCasey told to play on, play on, play on. Puts it to the hot spot. Up they go. Ball hits the deck. Here's a snap through the... Oh, great AFL Draft Central. Sneaky little goal there. And that was George Gray. Thought about it. Didn't just hack away. Kicked it underground and straight through the middle for Sandringham's first to the second term. They move on to 3-1-19 on the NG scoreboard. 1-4-10 to the Eastern Rangers. And the Technica time clock, Matto?
It is 14 and a half minutes into the second term.
That's always the way in footy when you start missing opportunities down the other end. That was beautiful ball movement by the Sandringham Dragons, and Gray got on the end of that goal. But for the Eastern Rangers, that's just wasting their opportunities.
They've had 6 scoring shots in this term. Sandringham have only had the 1, but they've got a major out of it. Rangers almost have possession of the footy. They're taken high, and advantage will be paid. Spot a free player at half forward. It's Einspawn. Dances his way around traffic. High ball inside, attacking 50 on the lead-off.
Courageous.
Good courage there shown by Stamatis in the back pocket out of side for the Sandringham Dragons. Goes short to Houlihan in the defensive corridor. Brings it to the broadcast side. It's a risky kick. Front spot there was Kruger. Rangers with numbers have brought it to centre half forward. Fry sprays it to the right-hand side, being the tail of their term. Another out on the full.
Should have done a little bit better there. Lowered his eyes. There were a couple of targets free in the goal square.
Been working hard, the Eastern Rangers. They've been hungry in this second term. Just haven't been able to impact the scoreboard the way they would have liked. Dragons have a mark on half-back out of side. They want to bring the ball down along that outer wing, and not the greatest of kicks because Breeden's taken the mark for the Eastern Rangers. Goes down back along that boundary line. Hits up Smith. His kick smothered. Churgwin at the full of the footy. Sends a handball back inboard. Kennedy pops it over the top. Play with a bit of space. It was a dinky kick without a lot of purpose, and the Eastern Rangers end up back with the footy in their hands. Kalkowski through the middle. Spotted up Black. He goes wide. Out here is Fry.
Oh, football. Great footy.
Puts it to Reynolds. It was a great passage of play. He looks a little bit confident here, Reynolds. He's a long way from home. And he's been a player that's been impressive inside attacking 50 in this term. Applying the pressure. It's an interesting run-up. And a wide kick off the boot. Doesn't result in a mark inside attacking 50 for the Eastern Rangers. Cardamone comes in, applies the tackle to hold things up. And we should get a ball up here, and we will. Just inside attacking 50 on the outer side. Might have rushed that, Reynolds.
Definitely. The game has certainly opened up, and the Eastern Rangers have had many, many opportunities. They've just got to capitalise.
Ball hits the deck. Slung out. Now there's a snap-on goal. Not going to reach. Bounces. Dangerous. Bit of a chaos footy. They've got to be clean here, Sandringham. And holding the ball. They're under a ton of pressure there by the Rangers. And the free kick is going to be taken by Mitch Mellis. Had a good game, Mitch. He's hard up against the boundary. We've seen a bit of success. He kicks with the right boot. He's skinny all the way, and it's through for behind.
Once again, just missing opportunities, and that was really good pressure from the Eastern Rangers. Put the Sandringham Dragons under a bit of pressure, and that's the first time I think I've seen them fumble for the game. But just got to capitalise on their opportunities. Just
to let you know, Crooksy, the scoreboard doesn't seem to be ticking over the way it should be. It's 1-6-12.
1-6-12 to 3-1-19. Ball in dispute at centre half forward. Interesting fellow, that Dermot Reynolds. I noticed he had a tattoo on his left calf. We don't see a lot of ink in TAC Cup. Tim Membry from one had a lot of ink when he was playing for Gippsland. We don't see a lot of ink.
Interesting hairdo too.
Yeah, and she's got a ponytail a bit like mine. Cardamone comes in. Kicks. Right into the goal square. Comes off hands. trying to get a slipper to it. Another behind, 1-7-13 to 3-1-19. There's a goal of difference on the NG.
Put it this way, though, 8 scoring shots in the term to 1.
For the 1 goal, that can hurt.
Plus a 2 or 3 out on the full.
Ball brought back in. Held up a bit in the breeze there. Easton. Need to set something up here. Kicks it up in the air. That's going to favour the Dragons. They've got the footy. They kick out to half forward. Here's a contest. Easton first in there. And that was Quirk. Caleb Quirk. And the ball will be thrown in. We're bang on centre wing. Beach bayside of the Trevor Barker oval as the ball's flipped out into the middle. Oh, the handball was errant. Now Sandringham go inside 50. Chaos footy for sure here. Time for Easton to get under pressure and try and clear. They do. Fry. Happy enough to see the ball bounce over the boundary line out of bounds. Outer side of the ground, half forward flank. And we are 60 metres around from Sandy's goal.
The Rangers have dominated possession in this second term, and it'll swing the other way, and hopefully the Dragons can capitalise in this inside 50.
They won't be able to because stealing it away was Clausen. Got it towards centre wing. Dragons, though, with numbers to send it back towards the top of the 50-metre arc. Ball off hands. Rangers with numbers around the fall of the footy. They'll be able to get it out of defensive 50 through McCormick. He's kicked towards centre wing. Wasn't great. Dragons have numbers. They share it by hand. Richards is seen over the boundary line and out of play by Mellis, who has had a great quarter for the Eastern Rangers. He was one that stepped up in the second term with that little bit more intent, pressure that implied from second efforts, and he's had the ball on his hands a couple of times as well, as has this man. Cardamoni's coming through, unable to take clean possession this time. Rangers, though, with numbers. Have to use it cleanly, and they do. Petropoulos on half-back, gets it to Mellis.
Give him a rap.
Off the side of the boot. Exactly right, commentator's curse. He puts it out on the full. Dragons have the free kick, centre wing. Port Phillip Bay side of Trevor Barker Beach Oval. High ball inside, attacking 50. McNeish was waiting out the back, got a hand to it, couldn't bring it in. And then wrapped up here as Petropoulos will ball it up inside, attacking 50 for the Sandringham Dragons. They've only had the one scoring opportunity in this term. It was a goal, though, as it's kicked straight towards us here in the grandstand.
Could you get more perfect conditions for a game of footy? Sun's out, bloody
Stark
beautiful.
contrast to the first quarter.
First 10 minutes of the game, we had a bit of wet weather and you thought it settled in for the afternoon. Now it's beautiful and sunshine. Denborough up against the fence.
I'll back him in on this one.
Opens up the angle and it's just curled a little too short. Minus score. They're making the most of their opportunities when they go forward, though, the Dragons. They're 3-2-20. Eastern Rangers 1-7-13 on the NG scoreboard. 22 and a half minutes gone on the Technica time clock as a kick is good to Smith at half back.
Smith on half back. Time check, Matt, for me.
23.
23. 2 minutes to go to half time. They get it out of the danger area. Clausen kicks to centre wing. Intercept mark for Sandy. They go into the middle looking for Stocker. Stocker got a man all on his own here in Denborough. They come across to defend. Kicked off the carpet. Denborough in there again. He'll try and spit a handball out. Can't do it. Umpire comes in. Will ball it up.
Well played by the Eastern Rangers there. They're clearly desperate to get the ball inside 50 and give themselves another opportunity.
I think it was Tauli with that fist.
They go punch down. Rugby scrum. Umpire will have to come in and repeat. Tap down. Easton gonna get collared, wrapped up, solid. And the ball will be thrown up again. Right between the centre square and the 50-metre arc. Sandringham, or southern end of the ground. Tap down. Stocker. Mark, half forward. Front and centre. They get it out wide. And the mark is taken. Todd Garner. Garner kicks up the line. As the siren sounds, they found safety. The halftime score, Sandringham 3 goals 2, 20 to Eastern Rangers 1 goal 7, 13. The goal kickers, I believe I have, for Eastern, they've got the solitary goal kicker, Lucas Vassis, and for the Sandy Dragons, Jack Denborough, George Gray and Charlie Dean.
Fair to say a quarter of missed opportunities for the Eastern Rangers, Siobhan.
For sure. The Eastern Rangers had plenty of scoring opportunities and dominated possession for that second quarter, but the thing that's impressed me the most about the Sandringham Dragons is their ability to hurt their Eastern Rangers on the turnover, and when they get their opportunity, they seize it. But both sides have been able to lock the ball inside 50 quite well, but Sandringham have definitely been able to capitalise when they've had the ball inside 50.
They're just able to use the ball a lot more efficiently, got a bit more flow and a bit more structure, whereas the Eastern Rangers, I think they're trying to play a little bit too quick, and that's catching them out when they go inside attacking 50.
The Sandringham Dragons defence has done a really good job to quickly repel the ball out of Eastern Rangers forward 50, and I think Sandringham just been a little bit classy as well. Eastern Rangers have a lot of hard-nosed players, and the Sandringham Dragons runners have been able to catch out the Eastern Rangers players at times.
Half-time here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval. It is the Dragons holding sway. They're 3-3-20. The Eastern Rangers 1-7-13 on the NG scoreboard. We'll take a break. Second half on the other side of this.
Technica is an Australian company that's been importing Italian-made and European-designed cooking appliances and white goods for almost 20 years. Technica appliances are a fusion of cutting-edge technology and contemporary design, providing a high level of style and sophistication to any kitchen. This is why so many leading architects, developers, interior designers and builders use Technica appliances, because like their customers, they want the very latest in innovation and quality. Technica, proud sponsor of the Northern Knights and TAC Cup Radio.
Cowboys Cash and Carry have the largest range of clothing bargains in the northern suburbs for the whole family. Schoolwear and workwear has just arrived and is half the price you would expect to pay at major stores. A family-run business, Cowboys Cash and Carry has new stock daily and 15,000 square feet of bargains. Come and see what the northern suburbs are raving about. Mention this ad and get 10% off their already cheap prices. Cowboys Cash and Carry, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown, open 7 days.
Executive Maintenance has grown to be a preferred facility maintenance provider by maintaining excellence for over 25 years. A registered domestic and commercial building practitioner, Executive Maintenance provides facility maintenance for government, corporate, property and retail sectors. Whether it's a handyman for your corporate space or a fully qualified crew to manage your project, Executive Maintenance has the knowledge and expertise to provide a personal yet professional service. If you need assistance with your building maintenance needs, email admin@executivemaintenance.com.au. Executive Maintenance, a proud sponsor of TAC Cup Radio. Another year of TAC Cup football and your number one AFL draft site is back and bigger than ever. AdZ Media, powering AFL Draft Central, continues to revolutionise the way AFL draft content is reported. In 2018, the team has increased to more than 40 writers who will provide powerful and cutting-edge stories nationwide. With draft news, features and women's football coverage, AFL Draft Central is your one-stop shop for AFL draft content. Head to aflddraftcentral.com.au or stay up to date with us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Check out at AFL Draft Central. Essendon captain Heppel settles, and he's done it! He's slotted through the match-winning goal. Roughhead flies high across the pack and takes a classic mark. Pendlebury's leading from the front, clocking up the possessions today, and young gun pup Cal Porter is looking good in his debut match. Gippsland Power generates footy legends, and NG is the power behind Gippsland Power. NG Hazelwood are proud to be helping tomorrow's future stars as major sponsor of Gippsland Power. Gippsland Power, the backyard playground of tomorrow's future stars. Go Power! Nixon Finance has been running in the Plenty Valley area of Greensborough for over 20 years. As your financial consultants and brokers, they specialise in all your equipment and vehicle finance needs. Home loans, business loans, commercial property loans. They deal with all the banks and get the right loan that suits your needs. Call Phil Smith during business hours on 9435 2600 or email nixonfinance@bigpond.com.
On taccup.com.au, this is TAC Cup Radio.
Back here at Trevor Parker Beach Oval, where it is Sandringham 3-20 leading the Eastern Rangers 1-7-13 on our NG scoreboard. It's half time and it's good to see that the weather's improved. Always like the sun out, although it's still fairly fresh. I think it's not as luxurious as it was at Windy Hill last week in the commentary box.
For some of us.
You only have to look at the face there of our camera crew. Interesting half of footy. Felt Sandringham was their quarter in the first term, and then the Eastern Rangers were able to come back in the second. Can't believe they had 8 scoring shots, plus I'm going to say 3 out on the fulls. So that's 11 scoring shots in that second term to 2 for the Sandringham Dragons.
That might come back to bite them, and I think the Eastern Rangers have come back on the back of Mitch Mellis's second quarter. He was really impressive, and what impressed me the most was just his endeavour and his willingness to just crack in, and I think a lot of players jumped on the back of his performance in the second quarter, and you could say that the Eastern Rangers outplayed the Sandringham Dragons in that second term, but just couldn't capitalise on their opportunities, and momentum swings in a game of footy, and I think that the Eastern Rangers may have missed their opportunity to really put the Dragons away. As you said, that many scoring shots is crazy to only have kicked 1 goal for the game.
Almost a bit of a summary to their season, if you like, for the Eastern Rangers. They've had a couple of opportunities throughout the year, but have been unable to convert, whereas the Sandringham Dragons, you can see the skill and the poise that they've got. They're have been one of the dominant sides of the competition over recent seasons, and even though this year they still got a good crop of players, probably not their strongest list in recent seasons, but they've still got that good execution and efficiency with the ball.
And you could say both sides are missing some of their star players through the championships and school footy, and although Vic Metro have the bye this week, a lot of them are still being rested for games, but the group that's playing today have provided us with a lot of hard footy, which is always good to watch. It's nice to see when players dig in and have a crack.
And I also think there's a young guns game today as well, so that's representative duties, keeping players very busy at this time of year.
So I think the two coaches would be interested if we could get a mic in to see what Darren Buick's saying to the Rangers and Jeremy Barnard saying to Sandringham, because the Rangers, if you haven't hit the scoreboard in the first quarter, you've got the first thing you've got to do is get on the board, and they certainly, I think at quarter time we said that maybe the first quarter was about a 65-35 for possession of footy. I'd say that might have swung around completely opposite way that quarter, and Eastern probably had about 65% of the play, but again just couldn't convert with accuracy inside, and they scrambled. The goal they got was a beauty, but they just sort of scrambled, and they're still not clean inside 50, and it's what do they call this? Like futures round? What's the name they have for these?
It is futures round.
Yep. Yeah, so you've got a lot of the bottom ages sort of coming in, just sort of finding their way. So that we'll take that into consideration as well. But the best part for the Eastern Rangers, they're only 7 points down at half time, and when you haven't hit the scoreboard at the first break, there's always a Barry blowout chance that you think that could go horribly wrong. So that's what they fought back well. And they fought back well with their midfielders. Your Bredens, Kelchowskis, Einspawn, Clausen, Mitch Mellis. There's another one. The two Quirk boys were good. Fry got a lot of it. They were sort of very good. They were hard. They set up really well. They built that wall up and they really kept the ball in.
I'm thinking that the Eastern Rangers coach would really like to have a couple of Ben Cardamones out there, though, because he's been playing off half-back for most of the season. They put him in the midfield, and he's been really dominant in there. And even his frame at 185 centimetres, 85 kilos, the Eastern Rangers need a marking target inside forward 50. So it'll be interesting to see if he possibly gets thrown forward to see if he can take a few marks, because they've definitely had enough supply inside 50.
Should be good. So it'll be an interesting second half.
It certainly will be, as we'll take another break here. It's half-time at Trevor Barker Beach Oval. It's 3-2-20, the Dragons leading the Rangers 1-7-13. You're on TAC Cup Radio and the TAC Cup live stream.
Technica is an Australian company that's been importing Italian-made and European-designed cooking appliances and white goods for almost 20 years. Technica appliances are a fusion of cutting-edge technology and contemporary design, providing a high level of style and sophistication to any kitchen. This is why so many leading architects, developers, interior designers and builders use Technica appliances, because like their customers, they want the very latest in innovation and quality. Technica, proud sponsor of the Northern Knights and TAC Cup Radio. Executive Maintenance has grown to be a preferred facility maintenance provider by maintaining excellence for over 25 years. A registered domestic and commercial building practitioner, Executive Maintenance provides facility maintenance for government, corporate, property and retail sectors. Whether it's a handyman for your corporate space or a fully qualified crew to manage your project, Executive Maintenance has the knowledge and expertise to provide a personal yet professional service. If you need assistance with your building maintenance needs, email admin@executivemaintenance.com.au. Executive Maintenance, a proud sponsor of TAC Cup Radio. Another year of TAC Cup football and your number one AFL draft site is back and bigger than ever. AdZ Media, powering AFL Draft Central, continues to revolutionise the way AFL draft content is reported. In 2018, the team has increased to more than 40 writers who will provide powerful and cutting-edge stories nationwide. With draft news, features and women's football coverage, AFL Draft Central is your one-stop shop for AFL draft content. Head to afldraftcentral.com.au or stay up to date with us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Check out at AFL Draft Central.
Cowboys Cash and Carry have the largest range of clothing bargains in the northern suburbs for the whole family. Schoolwear and workwear has just arrived and is half the price you'd expect to pay at major stores. A family-run business, Cowboys Cash and Carry has new stock daily and 15,000 square feet of bargains. Come and see what the northern suburbs are raving about. Mention this ad and get 10% off their already cheap prices. Cowboys Cash and Carry, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown, open 7 days.
Essendon captain Heppel settles, and he's done it! He's slotted through the match-winning goal. Roughhead flies high across the pack and takes a classic mark. Pendlebury's leading from the front, clocking up the possessions today, and young gun pup Cal Porter is looking good in his debut match. Gippsland Power generates footy legends, and NG is the power behind Gippsland Power. NG Hazelwood are proud to be helping tomorrow's future stars as major sponsor of Gippsland Power. Gippsland Power, the backyard playground of tomorrow's future stars. Go Power! Nixon Finance has been running in the Plenty Valley area of Greensborough for over 20 years. As your financial consultants and brokers, they specialise in all your equipment and vehicle finance needs. Home loans, business loans, commercial property loans. They deal with all the banks and get the right loan that suits your needs. Call Phil Smith during business hours on 9435 2600 or email nixonfinance@bigpond.com.
On taccup.com.au, this is TAC Cup Radio.
Half-time here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval, and it is the Dragons holding sway by 7 points. This is the only game of TAC Cup this weekend. As we've already alluded to, there's a few representative games that are taking a...
I'll just get it up here. Vandermeer, unfortunately, will miss the rest of the season with a broken collarbone, so we wish him all the best. Not
great news there for Vandermeer. And even though we are the TAC Cup and we look at the TAC Cup talent there was another player that caught the eye last night for recruiters out there, a brother to one of the AFL mainstays, although he's going to be sitting on the sidelines for a little while. Cameron, can't think of his first name off the top of my head, but I believe he kicked 5 goals for WA.
He kicked 5 goals for WA. Yep, so the brother of Charlie Cameron at the Brisbane Lions. We know his last name's Cameron.
Not the Cameron that I was thinking of.
Which Cameron were you thinking
Jeremy
of?
Cameron I was thinking of.
It's Charlie Cameron's younger brother who played for Western Australia and was really, really good in that game, kicking 5 goals. But unfortunately, he will be out for a little while with an injury.
So there we go, representative footy happening right across. Vic Metro not playing this weekend. They
have the bye, and I don't think they're going to make it into the final. I'm not quite sure, but I think that Vic Country have now been eliminated from the final. They haven't won enough games, but it's always good to see the cream of the crop play in the representative games. We get a good look at those players and look ahead to the draft, which is coming up not too far away.
This will be the forefront of players' minds as we head through the winter months and, of course, through to September here in the TAC Cup. There'll obviously be a lot of individuals out there with an eye further afield to hopefully getting drafted in the AFL.
And a wrap-up of the championships on Wednesday at Etihad Stadium, with the Allies taking on Western Australia at 2:10 p.m. and Vic Metro taking on South Australia at 4:40. So Vic Country will have the bye. And that'll be the end of the championships, and then we'll just have the school footy to wrap up once they come back after school holidays, and then we get the full menu of TAC Cup players for the rest of the season. So yeah, always good. I caught a little bit of that yesterday. I had to go out, but I saw a bit of the first game, the Allies.
Western Australia game?
No,
it was South Australia.
Who did I see?
I take back what I said before, because Vic Metro are 3-0 in the championships. They certainly haven't been eliminated from anything, but they had a 26-point win over Vic Country on the 24th of June. So
last Sunday, that was a brilliant game. That was before the Carlton-Collingwood game. That was a really entertaining game of footy, and good to watch. Good showcase of talent.
And nice for it to be played on the MCG too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not too many opportunities now for TAC Cup players. Of course, in the old days, I remember as a kid, before the grand final, the TAC Cup grand final would be played prior to that. It's a big day on the MCG, but now obviously we have our standalone day with the VFL and VFL Women's at Etihad Stadium, so not too many opportunities to set foot on the hallowed turf the Coliseum of footy, so it was great to have both Vic Country and Vic Metro playing ahead of Carlton and Collingwood last weekend.
They have been able to hold them. They've played at the new Optus Stadium earlier in the championships. They've played at Adelaide Oval, MCG, Geelong's ground yesterday in Etihad Stadium, as well as Alberton Oval and Southport up in Queensland. So yeah, the kids are getting a good opportunity to play on the big grounds. I just had to get out of the grandstand for a short time there. And
did you go for a run with Sally during the half-time?
Yeah, that's exactly what I did, Matt. I went for a quick couple of laps of the ground. Oliver Florent here to see his brother. And what a draft that was for Sandringham, with Oliver Florent, Andy McGrath when it won, Tim Taranto. There's a couple of boys up at...
I think Jai Simpkin was drafted that year at pick number 12.
I'm thinking more Sandringham players.
Yep.
The Sandy players. There was 6 of them that went. I'm trying to think of the other guy that...
I'm not able to help you here, Crooksy.
He's up at the Gold Coast. I'm thinking he must be getting a game soon.
Will Brodie?
Yeah, Will Brodie. Just there's a heap of them. They were very, very good. They've been a very... and, of course, beyond that, there was the year they had Josh Kelly, Zach Merritt, Christian Salem, Tom Langdon, all been terrific players. And I'm a good judge. I reckon Nathan Freeman was the best of them all. I reckon he was a Nate Gunner, and he still might be. Hopefully,
by injury, unfortunately.
Injury have made it tough for him.
And for the Vic Metro side that played Vic Country, one of the standout players in that game was, of course, Bailey Smith, who is missing for the Sandringham Dragons today. And both King boys playing for Sandringham. Unfortunately, Max has done his ACL, but Ben King was very influential in that game against Vic Country as well. So Sandringham missing quite a lot of their talent today, but also the Eastern Rangers have quite a few players that are playing in other competitions as well.
Eastern Rangers were held in a very tight huddle there. Dragons are all in position. So some inspirational words to try and get them up and about for the second half of footy. They trail by 7 points heading into the third term. The Dragons 3-2-20. Eastern Rangers 1-7-13 on the NG scoreboard. Like last week, we've got an entertaining second half coming up because I think the Eastern Rangers are sensing something. The Sandringham Dragons are just doing enough at the moment to keep their noses in front.
If there's a scoring end, Matt, it's the northern end.
Yep, the furthest.
Not there's a lot of score.
The furthest from the commentary box as well, which makes it great for us. Third term is underway.
Ball in the middle. Cardamone has a fresh airy. We're right in the heart of it. Quick kick out by Stocker to half forward. The race is on. Nice poise. They held their nerve, and it ends up with Cardamone, who evades the tackle close to the boundary line. Let me refer to Sally on the camera. Yep, she's happy with that one. She's given that she's ticked that box. That is out of bounds.
I can tell you it's cold down here because Pete's gone for the beanie too.
Ball thrown in. Jostling ruckman. Dispossessed. Richards perhaps should have kicked on his left foot. Had to sort of get back to his right, and it wasn't as accurate. Almost the intercept. Easton in heavy traffic. Handball over the back. Good work there, working their way forward. Clausen caught underneath it, and the ball will be thrown up. Back in the middle of the ground. 20 plays 13, early stages, third term, TAC Cup Radio, match of the day. Kelcheski can't get rid of it. Kelkovsky. And again, the ball will be thrown up. Clouds come over again. Don't think there's any rain in them, just blocking the warm winter sunshine. And I can feel the temperatures dropped about 5 degrees by the state of my feet. Ball. Sandringham is going to end up with Worrell. Not a clean disposal. Easton by hand, get it out wide. They kick to half forward. Tackled, handball. They get it out. Dispossessed that time. That's holding the ball. Great tackle. Voss, no, got to go back. Got to go back, and this will be taken by Worrell. Worrell just puts in a shorty, hits up a teammate, half-back, Beach Road side of the ground. This is Richards, Alistair Richards, goes back over to Worrell, evades, gets onto his left boot, precise. Now a long searching kick up forward, and the mark taken on the chest, footy 101. Lowered the eyes, honoured the lead of George Gray, who will line up from 38 metres out, directly in front, and he's kicking for his second.
Once again, it's that really slick ball movement, lowering their eyes, hitting up a target, and George Gray is on the end of a beautiful kick by Sandringham.
Gray, you would suggest he'd be aiming at the left goal post and let this cross breeze just drag it back through. He comes in, he kicks, and he squeezes it in. Just got there, but that's all you need. That's George's second. It is Sandringham's fourth on the NG scoreboard, and they move on to 4-2-26 to Eastern 1-7-13. And the Technica time clock ticks over, Matt, too.
3.5 minutes approaching in the third term.
The Eastern Rangers' pressure dropped off a little bit in that passage of play, and that's how Sandringham were able to get their really quick and slick ball movement going for that goal.
Bit of argy-bargy off the footy too inside the Rangers forward line. As the Dragons go forward once again, player got pushed underneath it according to the umpire, and McCormick will get a free kick at centre half back for the Eastern Rangers. Puts a interesting kick wide. Advantage not really there for the Eastern Rangers, but they're composed enough to get it forward of centre. Ball beats Seaton over the boundary line and out of play. Beach Road side of Trevor Barker Beach Oval will throw it in. Half forward flank for the Eastern Rangers. Umpire hurls it in as there's a hold, and a free kick will go the way of the Dragons. It will go the way of Courtney.
The ruck battle's been really good today. It's hard to pick a winner in that battle. They've evened themselves out.
Dishes off the handball quickly to Stocker. A piercing ball towards centre wing, came off hands. Back there is Kai Quirk for the Eastern Rangers. Pops the handball over the top. Burley, he's tackled immediately as soon as he got the ball in his hands. Rangers kick the ball inboard, and a good grab is taken here by Einspawn. Wants to move the ball quickly towards the broadcast side. Out the back, Jaworski, I thought he might have got one high.
Not paid.
Umpire lets it go. Rangers with numbers around the footy. Cardamone, she took on a few. They were able to get a hurried kick. Voss mopping up for the Dragons. Handball over the top to Richards up against the boundary line. Ball is still in play. Denhambra got tackled, goes back in after it. He now applies the tackle. Rangers seen over the boundary line. The big boy in Smith hurled into the Dragons bench and will get a free kick, and I think that's all right.
No, good call. Smith kicks to half forward. Oh, executive maintenance mark of the day. Clubhouse leader for mine. That was taken by Joshua Worrell. They play on straight away. Sandringham have opened this game up a bit here. They kick out wide. Forbes, Sam Forbes gets it. Wheels it back round onto his left boot. Looking for a target. Can't quite. Oh, free kick. I hear a whistle. He slid into it. This is Fisher McCasey. Fisher McCasey led hard, leaned into it. Might have got a little bit of interference in the back. Might have been a touch of Buddy Franklin interference, in my humble opinion. But anyway, I haven't got a whistle in my hand.
Not touching that.
Not touching that one.
Gone through to the keeper.
As Fisher McCasey. He's going to line this up. He'll kick from 37 metres out. Angle negligible. Comes in. Off a couple of steps. Kicks long, low and hard. And that's the second for the quarter for the Sandy Dragons. They move on to 5-2-32 NG scoreboard. Eastern stuck on 1-7-13. And the Technica time clock is ticking over to 7.5 minutes into this third term.
As Cooksey just mentioned, the game is starting to open up, and that was a really, really good goal by Fisher McCasey. But it's players like Alistair Richards that are now really getting involved in the game. He's up to 14 disposals now, and his run is just providing drive forward for the Sandringham Dragons.
Dragons look to clear once again through McGuinness. High ball towards half forward. Denhambra just lost his footing. Rangers sweeping handball across to Mellis. Goes down along the line and hits up Fry. Centre wing, Beach Road side. He's looking for options, wanted to go defensively, and then in the end decides he wants to go up the line. Neutral contest, ball over the boundary line and out of play.
Once again for the Eastern Rangers, it's the kick inside 50, the delivery to a player inside their forward 50 that's really letting them down. They're generating enough opportunities, but it's just not coming out for them, that kick inside 50.
And they're just missing that intent as well that was there in the second term. The Burley. Again, hurried kick on the boot. Will dribble over the boundary line and out of play. Gains about 20 metres. And we'll throw it in on half forward. Still Beach Road's side. 5-2-32 the Dragons. Rangers 1-7-13 on the NG scoreboard. Approaching 9 minutes in on the Technica time clock in the third term. Ball thrown back in. Kolkowski tried to get a hurried kick on the boot. His kick smothered, ball wrapped up, and we'll have another stoppage. It's been that sort of game. Contested, congested. As it's tossed up, chasing it, trying to keep the ball in play was Brimble. Just beat him over the boundary line and out of play.
The ruckmen are certainly getting a workout. Plenty of stoppages in this game.
In this contest will be Dean and Kapanak. Ball tossed back in. McNeese at the bottom of the fall. The ball. Got a hurried handball away. Ball just held up. Oh, to Louis, got a handball out. Mellis. Got it across to his teammate who goes wide. Defensive wing doing well there was Bassis. The only goal scorer so far for the Eastern Rangers. And yeah, hot on the whistle there, the umpire, and a free kick to go the way of the Dragons centre wing out of side.
Worrell, left foot, cuts it fine, finds a teammate. They go cross country and spot up Ryan O'Meara. He's just inside the centre square. Kicks to centre wing. Mark taken by Voss, plays on into the centre of the ground. Hits up Stamatis. They've got some numbers out here. Brimble goes to half forward. It hits the deck. Handball away. Dean. Now a little kick up forward. Mark not paid. In dispute, Easton. They clear it out wide. They've got the ball safe on half back. Holds it up a bit just to get some numbers down. Goes in short and finds Burley. Burley just outside defensive 50. Playing a short game. Kicks to centre wing. Easton persist going down that side of the ground, and that'll be over the boundary line and out of bounds. And Sandringham to take the resultant free kick. They go in short. Mark taken by Kennedy. Will Kennedy, 50 metres. It's worth gold on a day like today. Kenny will take the 50 metres and kick deep into attack for Sandringham. He might even have a ping at goal if he wants to. The mark is inside 50. Like to be buying real estate off this guy. Kennedy goes out wide. He's got a man all on his own, and it's Dean, Charlie Dean, who has marked this. He thinks about playing on twice, and thinks better of it, and he's going to have a shot. He'll have the breeze coming into his face. He'll have to put a bit of left to right, bit of in-swing.
Charlie Dean's been really impressive today. He's been definitely one of the bigger, stronger targets for the Sandringham Dragons today.
Dean, it goes across the face. Oh. No, it doesn't. It goes through. He actually did the exact opposite. That's do what you're supposed to do, boys. Don't listen to me. He actually did it the other way around. He did an outswinger, not an in-swinger. And for the right footer, that is a brilliant goal. An AFL Draft Central goal of the day contender for mine, because that is a brilliant set shot under difficult conditions. And they are putting a space in it here. 6 goals to 38 NG scoreboard. 1-7-13 Eastern. 13 minutes in on the Technica time clock.
Backed his routine there and kicked a beautiful goal.
Well said. Backed his routine.
Ball back in the middle. Houlihan trying to release the handball. Mellis stole it, got it across to Cardamone, who goes wide with the kick. in the direction of Vassis, under a little bit of pressure. Did well and sends the ball inside, attacking 50. No mark taken.
Strike.
Dragons are able to clear it. Series of handballs. Comes the way of Houlihan. Dances through traffic. Kicks up the corridor. Ball at centre half forward. Rangers get it across to Malice. He's been busy. High ball underneath it, coming late. Voss spools it over the top. Richards, centre wing, Bayside, goes down along the boundary line. Had a couple of options. Ball came to the deck. There's a whistle and a free kick will go the way of the Eastern Rangers on half back. Ball in the hands of Xavier Fry. Comes down the broadcast wing. Pack flies. Dragons with numbers. Voss just slacked it into the hands of Richards. Popped the handball back inboard. Players diving on top of the footy. Voss, hot handball out there to Seaton. High ball towards half forward over the top of the contest. Nakasi running onto it. It's taken into the turf. The umpire said going nowhere. It's a bit like running into a brick wall there.
A game of momentum swings, this. Tap down, Sandringham on the edge of 50. They're kicking to the northern end of the ground. Sun peeping through, and umpire will come in and ball this up again.
At the start of this quarter, it looked like the game had opened up, but it's gone back to that really contested game now.
She goes, caught in a good tackle by McNeese. It's caught under 4 of them. Can you remember where the Sandringham had their number 6, I think it was last year, was Charlie Constable?
Yes.
Where did he get drafted to? He
Geelong Cats.
Geelong. Haven't seen him yet. He could play too. Wore the number 6 very well for Sandringham as the ball is underneath the Social Club.
From all reports, he's been dominating the VFL at Geelong, so he should get his opportunity sooner rather than later.
Yeah. Ball to be thrown up. We're 25 metres around from Sandy's goal. Kick smothered and out of bounds. Be a spectacular, good little social room up there.
There's a few people up on that balcony too.
Views of Port Phillip Bay and the footy. What else could you want? Big throw in. That's a massive throw in. Beats all comers. The back of the pack, Easton, worked their way through heavy traffic. Needham, clever footy here.
Oh.
Hunted down, and that was Kyle Crosby. Almost got away with it. Ball kicked to centre wing. Smith can't take it. Sandringham, they keep the ball in front of them. Ralph Smith, they get inside 50 to half forward. Easton, they're defending grimly as the ball is locked up. Ball to be thrown in. We are almost 17 minutes into this third term. 38 plays 13.
I didn't mind that from Crosby. They're trying to take the game on. I think that's what Easton need to do to be any chance to peg the score back.
100% agree with you, Siobhan. They backed themselves in that passage of play. Didn't pay off. They need to do that a bit more. Scoreboard not looking great for them at the moment. 38 plays 13. Couple of handballs across half-back for the Eastern Rangers. Their attempt at kick was smothered and the Dragons will head the ball towards centre half forward where the mark is taken by Darcy Churgwin. Directly in front, man on the mark stands about 45 metres out from goal.
Their midfielders just look a class above at the moment. They're just able to burst through the packs and hit a target, which has been impressive.
As we tick over 17 and a half minutes on the Technica time clock, if this sails through, I'm happy to say it might be the ball game here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval as Churgwin comes in.
Kick.
Great goal there from Charlie Churgwin, and it's now out to a 31-point lead. 7-2, 44 plays 1-7-13 on the NG scoreboard. We've just ticked over 18 minutes in the third term on the Technica time clock.
They've certainly got an array of tall targets to kick to. Darcy Chergwin, Charlie Dean, Andrew Courtney, and they've all stamped their authority on this game, all contributing, whether it's a mark or a goal. So they've been really good today, the tall forwards for the Dragons.
4 straight goals in the third term, the premiership quarter. And the umpire will come in and toss this up again. Up she goes. Sandringham through Voss. Kicks long, long. Mark taken. Good work there by McCormack for Easton. They go out wide. They're going to persist down the Beach Road side of the ground. Bredden drops what he probably should have taken. Handballs backwards. They're going to switch play. Sandringham trying to set up to bring it back in. They've got some numbers. They just haven't got the footy yet. Now they have Chergwin. Oh, tackled and dispossessed. And that was by Caleb Quirk. Kicks to centre wing. The big men fly. Punched away. Reynolds has 2 shots. Eventually kicks it. Voss. Good handball. Out the back to Watts. He's dispossessed as well. Cardamone, strong tackle. He doesn't muck about. Gets the handball away. They're looking for a man and they've found one. Jordan Jaworski. Beautiful work by Cardamone. Jaworski plays on straight away. He kicks it up. It's going to hold up in the breeze. Man in front. Worrell, Josh Worrell, strong as an ox. Rocker Gibraltar. Kicks to the grandstand side. 4 Dragons here. 1 Cardamone from Easton. They get away. Ralph Smith goes in with a bit of a daisy cutter. Doesn't hit the target. Smith over the top of it. Ralph Smith follows up his work. Now Smith to Cardamone. Handballs in traffic. Kick smothered. Now they're a chance. Ralph Smith again. Kicks up forward and finds a teammate in traffic. They kick inside 50. Ball punched away. Easton caught. Slick handball. They get it over the top. Eventually it's going to land in the hands of Vassis. He kicks long. Worrell's first there. Half volleys it. Quick handball. They've got a man alone inside 50 if they can get it to it. He runs, needs a good bounce, didn't get it. Lays a great tackle. Lays a ripping tackle. And the umpire doesn't reward. He will ball it up, forward pocket, southern end of the ground.
The Rangers have worked really, really hard for their inside 50s and just need to capitalise in this passage of play because they've worked really hard to get the ball inside 50.
Reynolds up against Courtney was fairly neutral. Kalkovsky tried to get a hurried kick. It was smothered into the hands of Worrell, who puts it out on the full. Kalkovsky will get another shot. Hard up against the fence. In front of the grandstand here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval.
Sally will have a beautiful shot of this.
He comes in. Ball's going to fall top of the goal square, off hands. Reynolds. Hurried kick on the boot through for a minor. No, out of bounds. Just on the other side of the behind post. Need a goal here, the Rangers. First time they've looked a little dangerous in this third term. Tossed back into play. Over the back of Courtney's head. Rangers taken into the turf. Dragons with numbers. Comes out to Worrell. Oh, he's done it again. Has he put it out on the full? Yep. Free kick to go the way of the Eastern Rangers. Burley. Oh, did well just to prop the ball. Keep it in front of himself. Composed kick inside attacking 50. Off hands to Jaworski. Up and under. Ball bobbling around inside attacking 50 for the Eastern Rangers. Burley shovels a handball out of the contest. And a push in the back. Free kick to go the way of the Eastern Rangers. And it will be Kalkovsky. Slight angle. Man on the mark, 40 metres out.
He's really lifted in this third quarter. His pressure's been immense.
To give his side some life as we head towards three-quarter time here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval. Right foot kick drifting across the face of goal, stayed in play and then tapped out of bounds. We'll throw it in, forward pocket, outer side for the Eastern Rangers. They're 1-7-13, trailing Sandringham 7-2-44 on the NG scoreboard. We're 23 minutes in to the third term on the Technica time clock. Worrell chasing after it. So too there with Seaton. Rangers eventually extracted, again, a hurried kick on the boot. This time goes out on the full. Dragons to get the free kick.
They bring the ball back in through O'Meara. They spot up Ralph Smith. Ralph Smith kicks to centre wing. The race is on. My money's on Fry. He's first there. Gets the footy. Dashes away. Left-hand handball. Has to follow up his work. Tries to soccer it, and he does. Easton. They get the ball across. This is Lockman. They go inside 50. They need a mark. Or at the fall of the ball, bit of luck, can't quite get it. Good defence. Seaton for Sandy. He clears the footy out to half back. This will be Brimble. Gets it onto his left foot and hits a lovely target as the siren sounds. Three-quarter time. The NG scoreboard 7-2-44. Eastern 1 goal 7-13. Didn't score that quarter. And the goal kickers, Eastern Rangers, only have the one, Lucas Vassis and Sandringham. 2 each to George Gray and Charlie Dean, and 1 apiece to Jack Denborough, Fisher McCasey and Darcy Shergwin.
As you mentioned, Crooksy, Rangers didn't get a score in that third term. 4 straight to the Sandringham Dragons, Siobhan.
It's been a game of missed opportunities for the Eastern Rangers, and I've noticed that everything the Eastern Rangers have done, it's come the hard way. Even the points that they were scoring, it's all come the hard way. The Sandringham Dragons' ball movement's been slick, and it's been spear passes into their forwards. With the Rangers, they've had to scrap and scrap for everything they've got, and unfortunately the scoreboard's telling the tale of missed opportunities, and unfortunately nothing has come easy to them in this game.
It is three-quarter time here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval. Dragons in full control. We'll be back with the final term right after this on TACCUP Radio and taccup.com.au live stream.
Technica is an Australian company that's been importing Italian-made and European-designed cooking appliances and white goods for almost 20 years. Technica appliances are a fusion of cutting-edge technology and contemporary design, providing a high level of style and sophistication to any kitchen. This is why so many leading architects, developers, interior designers and builders use Technica appliances, because like their customers, they want the very latest in innovation and quality. Technica, proud sponsor of the Northern Knights and TAC Cup Radio. Executive Maintenance has grown to be a preferred facility maintenance provider by maintaining excellence for over 25 years. A registered domestic and commercial building practitioner, Executive Maintenance provides facility maintenance for government, corporate, property and retail sectors. Whether it's a handyman for your corporate space or a fully qualified crew to manage your project, Executive Maintenance has the knowledge and expertise to provide a personal yet professional service. If you need assistance with your building maintenance needs, email admin@executivemaintenance.com.au. Executive Maintenance, a proud sponsor of TAC Cup Radio.
Cowboys Cash and Carry have the largest range of clothing bargains in the northern suburbs for the whole family. School wear and work wear has just arrived and is half the price you would expect to pay at major stores. A family-run business, Cowboys Cash and Carry has new stock daily and 15,000 square feet of bargains. Come and see what the northern suburbs are raving about. Mention this ad and get 10% off their already cheap prices. Cowboys Cash and Carry, 169 Settlement Road, Thomastown, open 7 days.
Another year of TAC Cup football and your number one AFL draft site is back and bigger than ever. AdZ Media, powering AFL Draft Central, continues to revolutionise the way AFL draft content is reported. In 2018, the team has increased to more than 40 writers who will provide powerful and cutting-edge stories nationwide. With draft news, features and women's football coverage, AFL Draft Central is your one-stop shop for AFL draft content. Head to afldraftcentral.com.au or stay up to date with us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Check out at AFL Draft Central. Essendon captain Heppel settles, and he's done it. He's slotted through the match-winning goal. Roughhead flies high across the pack and takes a classic mark. Pendlebury's leading from the front, clocking up the possessions today, and young gun pup Cal Porter is looking good in his debut match. Gippsland Power generates footy legends, and NG is the power behind Gippsland Power. NG Hazelwood are proud to be helping tomorrow's future stars as major sponsor of Gippsland Power. Gippsland Power, the backyard playground of tomorrow's future stars. Go Power! Nixon Finance has been running in the Plenty Valley area of Greensborough for over 20 years. As your financial consultants and brokers, they specialise in all your equipment and vehicle finance needs. Home loans, business loans, commercial property loans. They deal with all the banks and get the right loan that suits your needs. Call Phil Smith during business hours on 9435 2600 or email nixonfinance@bigpond.com.
On taccup.com.au, this is TAC Cup Radio.
Back here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval, where it is the Dragons 7-2-44 leading the Eastern Rangers 1-7-13. The AFL Draft Central Player Watch. Siobhan, what's happening with that at three-quarter time?
So both number twos, Alistair Richards and Adrian Kalkowski. Richards is up to 14 disposals and Kalkowski 15. Both of them haven't been as influential as they have been in past weeks by their lofty standards, but they've both played serviceable roles today.
All over it there with the AFL Draft Central Player Watch. Nixon Finance Player of the Day is going to be an interesting one.
Yes,
going to be a hard one as well.
There's no one taking the game by the scruff of the neck.
No.
There's been some good contributors on both sides. Mainly, obviously, with the stoppages, there have been midfielders that will feature, I would imagine. But and the Rangers have got just as many good midfielders as the Dragons. Interesting game. But very good by Sandringham. That was a good, coming off a scoreless second quarter for them. That was a really good quarter. They hit it well. 4 straight goals. Their kicking for goal was sensational, and 2 pretty difficult shots from the boundary line. So they've made every target work.
Certainly have. Does the scoreboard reflect the game, do you think? It's
Scoring shots reflect the game.
Yeah, the 1-goal-7 reflects the unfortunate missed opportunities for the Eastern Rangers, but I think the game's been a lot closer watching the game. But Sandringham, the scoreboard shows their class and their ability to move the ball quickly and get the ball into their tall forwards. And one of my players that I've been looking at, Alistair Richards, in that quarter was influential in driving the ball forward, which is his specialty. But yeah, I'm with you, Matt. I think the game is a bit closer than what the scoreboard represents.
You'd think it's 8 scoring shots to 9. So if you weren't, and I don't know why anyone wouldn't be logging into the stream and listening to us, but if you just saw the scores coming through, you might think, oh, well, yeah, one team's kicking very straight and one team's kicking very poorly. That would be a pretty basic look at the game, but the midfields are both getting plenty of the footy going through. It's just the ability of Sandringham to deliver the ball better in.
And I think their ability to control the tempo of the game too. They're a lot more. It's almost like the Scott Pendlebury comparison. They feel like they've got acres of time. It's not the right way of describing it, but they've got so much time around them to move the ball, whereas whenever the Eastern Rangers have the ball in their hands, they're hurriedly getting it on the boot. And I don't know whether that's maybe at the start of the game with the mindset of it being a little bit slippery, a little bit damp, of the hurried ball movement just to get it forward, whether that's just stayed and they haven't adapted to the conditions as they've improved. But they just seem to want to constantly go, and I don't think that's to their benefit.
In this last quarter, they're going to have to go if there's any chance of stealing the game away from the Sandringham Dragons. But I agree, Matt, it might be a little bit of perceived pressure because the contest was really hot early and the game opened up a little bit in the third quarter. But Yeah, I agree. They've been really rushed in their kicks and their handballs, and they seem to be handballing kicking to guys that are under pressure, and that's a credit to Sandringham, but something that the Eastern Rangers may need to fix up in this last quarter.
And Crooksy, next week we're heading out to Rams Arena for a Saturday morning game. It's the Calder Cannons and the Western Jets off the top of my head.
Both teams in winning form too. So it'd be very interesting to see that early Saturday morning, 10:45 kickoff.
Nice early start out there.
Good work. I can see they're very happy about it. Our delightful camera crew. As the ball is in play for the last quarter, Sandringham. I'm right in thinking we haven't had a goal to the right of screen?
Yes.
No, we had one during the second term for Sandringham.
Sandringham go forward. Stocker brings it down in front. Caught in a tackle. And the umpire will come in and ball it up. Just the one goal to our end of the ground.
Looks like Liam Stocker starting forward. I think he's done enough in the midfield today. He's been really good.
Quick kick through for a behind. 7-3-45 to 1-7-13 NG scoreboard. Just clicking past a minute, or clicking up to a minute into the last term. Bringing the ball in for Eastern is McCormick. He kicks to half back. 3 Rangers fly. Sandringham come down with the ball. McNeice, bottom of the pack, has been all day. Burley kicks forward for the Rangers. Collared when he didn't have it was Stamatis. And now there's a pack and the umpire will have to come in and ball it up. Bang on the centre. Sun coming through. McNeice tackled. Umpire has a look again, says no, didn't have any prior, and he'll throw it up again. We've got Andrew Courtney up against Riley Smith. Courtney gets the tap down this time. Easton can't clear it. Need a quick boot to ball here. Ralph Smith keeps the ball in front of him. Nice pick up there by Chase Black. He kicks out to centre wing, looking for Kelkowski. He feeds it backwards. Crosby. They work their way backwards to go forwards. Now the long kick inside 50. Looking for a mark, and it's a beautiful mark taken. He's been good. Joshua Worrell, the left footer. He goes inboard and finds Houlihan. Houlihan goes laterally. The shadows of the social club. They look up. Not a lot on offer. Goes in short. Alistair Richards. Richards goes along the line. Cardamone's in the van for this. He went in short. Ben Cardamone wheels onto the left. Kicks to the hot spot. Comes over the back and mark taken by Worrell again. This time he decides to go to the other side of the ground and he finds Shergwin. Darcy Shergwin. Stagnant footy, no flow to it. Goes in short. Finds Worrell. He lays off a handball, puts his mate under a bit of pressure. They're up to the task. Handball out wide again. Trying to get round Cardamone, not the easiest task. Lots of hands. Worrell, third kick in the last minute. It's a dirty big up and under. Kennedy couldn't take it. Ball on the deck, and the umpire will throw it up.
Ticking over 3.5 minutes in the final term on the Technica time clock. Only a minus score added in the final term so far by the Sandringham Dragons. McNeice coming through, bit of class, bit of polish. Kick though, probably couldn't describe it like that. It was bouncing along the turf. Rangers with numbers. Malice, handball over the top to Breeden. Goes inside, attacking 50 with the kick.
Oh,
Vacant goal square. And Breeden's got it.
AFL Draft Central goal of the day. Clubhouse leader for mine, Matt, and Siobhan.
Yep.
I think
nice.
so. That was a beauty.
was a
Long,
magnificent
searching
goal.
kick. Got the run. That's their second for the afternoon. They move on to 2-7-19 to 7-3-45. NG scoreboard. Technica time clock, 4.5 minutes in.
If they had more passages of play like that during the day, I think the scoreboard would reflect differently. That was wonderful team play.
Certainly was. McNeese unable to take possession. Dragons, Breeden applying a great tackle and will be rewarded. So desperate stuff by Brent Breeden. He goes wide with the kick. Hits up Kalkowski on that outer side. Will pop it over the top to Cardamone. Underneath the scoreboard here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval. He goes long inside, attacking 50. It was a searching kick, ball off hands. Einspawn was at the fall of the footy. The handball across to Breeden again was just a little wide and rolls over the boundary line and out of play.
Brent Breeden's played a very good last quarter so far. Wonderful finish for goal before.
Ball to be tossed back in from behind was Courtney. Fisted the ball back towards the boundary line and out of play. We'll throw it in. 7-3-45 Sandringham leading the Eastern Rangers 2-7-19 on the NG scoreboard. 5.5 minutes into the final term on the Technica time clock.
Courtney and Smith. Sounds like a car yard as Sandringham go forward, but miss the target.
Is it a good car yard or a bad car yard?
There's no such thing as a bad car yard. Might be on the Golden Mile or wherever it is down this way. We saw plenty of car yards coming down the Nepean Highway.
Saw lots of bikes coming down Beach Road.
Tauli. He kicks to the outer halfback flank. Looking for Smith. Comes off hands. Whistle on play, and Sandringham will get the free kick. They go in short and hit up McGuinness. Finn McGuinness. McGuinness looking for McNeese. Got his name. Oh, spills it. Tries to butter up. Rangers have got the numbers. Haven't got the footy yet. Burley caught up in the traffic and ball trying to spit it out. Now the umpire will have to come in and ball it up. We're just inside the centre square. Kick and a half out from the Dragons' goal. They lead by 26 points. Ball caught under about 3 players here. That's going nowhere. And the umpire will come in and ball it up again. We've moved it 2.5 metres. Laterally, big crowd of players around this footy.
Sun shining down beautifully now.
Tapped down by Courtney. McNeese might have been held, might have been in the back. No free kick. Breeden been excellent all day, but especially in this last quarter. He finds his target. The mark is taken. Fry goes in short to Burley. Burley bang on centre wing on the left boot. Lovely long kick. Got a man at the back. Needs a second bite. Can't take it. Now there's a chance. Quick handball. Collared in the tackle. And the umpire will come in and ball this up. We're 20 metres out from the Rangers' goal. They've got one in the last quarter so far. Looking for the next. Courtney taps it down and can't get it. Smith and Courtney. Beautiful work by Courtney for Sandringham. Again, real game closes. When the game closes up, it closes up.
I think the game's lost a bit of its urgency now. That's evident in the many stoppages.
It's one way of saying it.
Ball in dispute. Easton trying to get it out. Worrell on the left boot. Kicks it into Beach Road. Stays inside.
I think you're right though, Siobhan. both sides, when they have had that bit of attacking flair, they've looked very good. And every time the ball congests up, it's just a lockdown.
Brent Breeden kicks to the top of the square. The big men fly, comes off the back of the pack, and they clear. Worrell. They go out wide. Mark taken here by Quirk. Kai Quirk goes in short and finds a teammate. Can it come back on the breeze? Drops in the goal square. Off the carpet.
Kyle Crosby.
Bing Crosby, good work. And that is his first goal of the afternoon. It is Easton's third. And they move on to 3 goals, 7-25. They trail by 20 points, 7-3-45. NG scoreboard, and we're almost 10 minutes in on the Technica time clock. Special comments for Cowboys, cash and carry.
Luck's of fortune. I think that's been the tale of the Eastern Rangers day. All their goals have come from lucky bits of play. Really great goal there, but at the same time, it's come from a scrap and just a kick out of the air.
Back in the middle, Cardamone with his head over the ball. Houlihan fired the handball out. Voss, hurry kick on the boot. High ball towards half forward. Bouncing ball, taken here by Stocker, pops it over the top, and Kennedy takes the mark. Half forward flank, Beach Road side. It's a short kick inside, attacking 50. Wasn't great. Kratopoulos, not sure why he wasn't paid the mark.
Looked like a clean mark, wasn't it?
Unless it was touched off the boot. Ball up inside, attacking 50 for the Dragons. Rangers win the tap out. It's being paddled towards the boundary line and taken over and out of play by Chase Black. Boundary throw-in. Next to the one of the entry points to the ground. Tossed back into play over the top of the ruckman. And then it's all wrapped up. Just inside, attacking 50, outer side for the Dragons. Only got the minor score on the board in this final term. Eastern Rangers with 2 majors so far. Black on half back. His kick was partially smothered. Opens another opportunity for the Dragons momentarily because cutting it off was Fry. High ball bouncing away from everyone on the centre wing and rolls out of play underneath the NG scoreboard, which reads 7-3-45. The Sandringham Dragons to the Eastern Rangers 3-7-25. Approaching 12 minutes in on the Technica time clock. The boundary umpire hurls it back into play. Cardamone again with his head over the footy. The handball out of the contest, was searching for Fry, was unable to take it cleanly. And the ball ends up back over the boundary line and out of play, still underneath the NG scoreboard.
Players certainly slowed down in this last quarter. Plenty of stoppages.
10 scoring shots each, 7-3 to 3-7. It's 20 points the difference. Sandringham, I don't think they're in any danger, but every second ticked off the clock's helping them. We're halfway through this last quarter. Umpire sets, tosses it up. Tap down, Easton, try to work it round. Quirk, kicks it up. Tap, no. Sandringham slung around in a tackle with Stamatis, and the umpire will come in and ball this up again. As Matt mentioned, we're out at Rams Arena next Saturday morning for the Calder Cannons and the Western Jets. As Sandringham go forward, Mark taken on centre wing for Easton. Looks up. Beautiful long kick, inside 50. They fly, goes front and centre. Trying to work the ball out. Now they're a chance. Scrubbing kick. working way back into traffic. Quick handball. Nice evasion by Vassis. He kicks. There's a whistle and there's a free kick to Eastern. There is a free kick to Eastern Rangers in the goal square. And
Jaworski, I think it might.
yeah,
be
Jordan
going.
Jaworski has got the free kick and he's put it through. 4-7-31 to 7-3-45. There is 14 points the difference on the NG scoreboard. It's 14 minutes on the Technica time clock. And could I just add one bit of wisdom? It's a funny game, footy.
Well done from the Eastern Rangers there. Now they're making the most of their opportunities, and it's been a really good fight back in the last quarter, just kicking the ball inside 50, and like I said before, luck's a fortune. Sometimes things go your way. They're making the most of their chances in this final quarter, and you never know what might happen.
Houlihan in the middle, hurried handball out of the contest to McGuinness. Tried to put the ball towards half forward. The Dragons will get a free kick. And move it quickly. Oh, Dean. Acres of space inside attacking 50. Brings the ball inboard. It was a low piercing kick. And the mark is taken by Ralph Smith. 45-degree angle, about 40 metres out.
That's the kick that set apart the Sandringham Dragons and the Eastern Rangers, the lowering of the eyes, the kick that's hit a target inside 50.
And just as the Rangers were beginning to build, Sandringham have a crack at a response, but it's the left-hand side and a minor score. 7-4-46 plays 4-7-31 on the NG scoreboard. We've travelled 15 and a half minutes in on the Technica time clock. Geez, a lot of space here for Burley to run into. Brings the ball to the base side of Trevor Barker Beach Oval. Dragons with numbers and a Kennedy inside 50, juggled it, lost it, tries to follow it up, ran past it.
Oh, here we go.
And Mellis, handball, inboard, Einspawn goes towards the half-forward flank on the outer side. Foot race, Crosby there for the Rangers. Takes the ball, handball back inboard. Kalkowski up against the boundary line. They've brought the ball back into play to Einspawn, who has a shot on goal. It's gone across the face and is a minor score for the Eastern Rangers. They're sensing something. 4-8-32 plays 7-4-46 on the NG scoreboard. 16 and a half minutes into the final term on the Technica time clock.
The Eastern Rangers have put a defibrillator on this game. It was just slowly dying here. And now all of a sudden they've got half a sniff. They're 3 straight kicks away. They kick out wide, Sandringham. Interception by the Rangers. We're on centre wing. 46 plays 31. 15 points the difference.
32.
32. And it'll be 14 points the difference. Up she goes. Trying to get there by hand. Ball in dispute. Worrell, Ralph Smith. They kick up and Mark Kratopoulos couldn't quite take it. Needs to fend it out. Can't quite get it. Sandringham happy to clog it up on half forward. Umpire comes in to toss it up. Smith gets it down. Richards for Sandringham. Handballs backwards. Ralph Smith goes out wide. Shergwin. Shergwin happy just to go back and just survey the area. Kill a bit of territory, kill a bit of time. They go inboard. They're going to turn it over. Vassis has got it. He kicks across. Oh, gee, no free kick. Might have been a bit stiff. Sandringham over the top of it. Now the umpire has a look. I think Shergwin is the one that is going to be in trouble. Burley. He's got a teammate out wide. Just inside 50. Mitch Mellis had a good game. He kicks long, low and hard. Ball drops in the square. Snap. No, it's up, down, and still in play. Sandringham kick across goal. Can he keep it in? He can. They go forward. This is Kennedy. Kennedy goes to centre wing. He's looking for McNeese. Can't take it. Now he can. Feeds out the handball. Sandringham go deep. Oh, good night, Irene. Oh, no, Mark spilled. They're still in the van. He gets around and he's taken over the line. And that was Jai Florent. Easton, they get on with it straight away. They're looking for Cardamone, and Darcy Churgwin times that beautifully. Getting plenty of instruction. Darcy just chewing up a bit of time, goes back.
And he pointed towards the goals too.
He fancies his chances. Got to run up longer than Dennis Lilly here in his heyday. Darcy Churgwin. Already kicked a goal for Sandy. Comes in. He kicks from outside 50. Comes off the hands of the pack, and Brent Breeden happy to see it over the line for another behind. Rangers. I think they've got to really go up the centre if they're any south of France to pull off a miracle here. They go in short, and the boundary umpire has a dirty big look. Riley Clausen's got it. Oh, lovely work there by Alistair Richards. I don't know if that's the way home with 5 minutes to go and 3 goals to kick. You've got to go up the hey diddle diddle. Ball to be thrown in just around from the grandstand. Ball comes back in. You can hear the umpire. The free kick has been paid to Kai Quirk. He's on half back. He goes down the centre. Ball comes up, drops to the front. Dispossessed, call a ball. Now they kick it forward through Reynolds. Sandringham have got the numbers to defend, and Alistair Richards takes a safe mark on half back. No panic with Alistair. And 50 metres in the protected area. Dear oh dear. They'll be happy about that. Sandringham, and chews up a bit of extra time. Alistair Richards, the mark is set just on the corner of the centre square. They've got some numbers here. Richards, not 100% certain, tries to place it to McNeese. You could not have placed it any better. And Daywit McNeish. Daywit McNeish has marked this.
Wonderful kick from Alistair Richards. That's his bread and butter, hitting up a target.
Now McNeish will kick this from 27 metres out, 30-degree angle to the southern end. Kicks. And he's got it. Well done, well deserved. He has done a lot of grunt work today. And eventually he gets the sealing goal for the Sandringham Dragons. That is his first for the afternoon. That is Sandringham's eighth. And they move on to, I can't see that, Matt, sorry.
8-6-54 to 4-8-32 on the NG scoreboard.
DeWitt McNeese is a bit of a silent achiever. You're right, Cooksey. He's just been burying his head in the contest all day and deserved a goal.
Cardamone tries to extract it for the Eastern Rangers, was able to do so. Clausen was on the end of a chain of handballs. He's kicked inside 50, though, not the greatest. And the Dragons have a mark, and they'll just chip around to maintain possession. Mark taken by McGuinness. Brings the ball into the middle. The Dragons just happy to take time off the clock. Wide to Forbes. He takes the mark. Half-back flank, bay side of the ground, and he'll now kick it backwards. Stamatis. There's the ball in his hands, back pocket. Goes further backwards to Voss. Chips it up the middle. It's just chip footy at the moment. Richards has the ball on half back for the Sandringham Dragons. Gonna have to go down the line. Oh, he's put that one out on the full. Eastern Rangers to reset as we head towards the final minute of the match.
Ball. We're in Eastern's forward line. Trying to get around. Oh, solidly met. And Lux of Fortune, the mark is taken. As the siren sounds, Lachlan Kruger will have the last kick of the match. Kruger, hard up against the boundary line in front of the Social Club. A couple of good goals being kicked from this posse today. As he comes in, kicks, and it's across the face. No addition to the score. The final score on the NG scoreboard is reading 8 goals, 6, 54, the Sandringham Dragons. The Eastern Rangers are 4 goals, 8, 32. The goal kickers for the Eastern Rangers, 1 to Brent Breeden, 1 to Lucas Vassis, 1 to Jordan Jaworski, and 1 to Kyle Bing Crosby. And for the Sandringham Dragons, 2 each to George Gray and Charlie Dean, and 1 each to Jack Denborough, Daywit McNeish, Fisher McCasey, and Darcy Churgwin. And we'll just see if you can hear us out there, Matto.
I can hear you. Have you got me loud and clear?
Loud and clear, like you're sitting next to me.
Could be a good or bad thing.
Yeah, so I think we're fortunate, not fortunate, the Dragons will be coming down our end, Matto. You might even wait from there, mate, I reckon, just to keep in range as the boys will come down through there. Your initial thoughts, Siobhan, on the game?
It was a good game at the end. In the last quarter, it looked like it might have been one of the upsets of the year. The Eastern Rangers played really well in the last quarter, but again, it was just a tale of missed opportunities for the Rangers. 4-8-32 to, is it
8 goals, 6, 54.
54. I just think that the Sandringham Dragons just had a few more players that were just classier and run and carry the ball a lot better than the Eastern Rangers did. But overall, it was a really good effort from the Rangers, and they had a few standout players, and the Dragons played really, really well in terms of their run and carry. They got that going. They were able to hit targets inside 50, and it was the delivery inside 50 and the missed opportunities that really hurt the Eastern Rangers.
All right, down on the ground for AFL Victoria, we've got Matty Cox, and he is speaking to Jackson Voss.
Jackson, great game from you today. A bottom ager, I understand, as well, but you got a lot of the ball across half back and even at times through the midfield.
Yeah, it was just great team performance. It's really good to play off half back. I love it. Really love it. Especially coming in, playing on a man that's playing through the midfield a lot. It's really easy to get the ball, and I just love playing off half back. Thanks.
What is it that you love so much about it? Is it the contest? Is it the ability to run and create a bit of play? What do you love so much about it?
Yeah, I love the contest, especially. Yeah, I love just getting the ball out the back when we're playing really well, and getting to hit targets up the field and getting involved in the win, which is really proud of.
Someone else who loved the contest was your old man. Do you have much pressure on your shoulders knowing that you're attached to a couple of famous names?
I do feel like that's the case half the time. My dad's very harsh on me on every game, and I always feel like he's a really good mentor though. He's really helped me improve my game, so it's really helpful.
What are your aspirations for the remainder of 2018? You've obviously got a year or two in the TAC Cup system to go, so what do you look to improve and develop on?
I really look to improve my hard ball get, and being able to play through the finals if we make there, so just getting to play in the team every single week and being able to improve my game through marking or my ability to run off half back or get a hard ball and maybe play for the midfield either by the end of this year or early next year, so I'm really proud of that.
Well, good luck. We look forward to seeing you over the coming weeks, months and years with the Sandringham Dragons.
Thank you very much, thanks.
Good work there, Matto, and you've got one more for us you're going to pick out. And
Been told to make it quick down here, guys. Alistair, good game. They came at you a couple of times throughout the game today, but you guys did really well to be composed and just stick to your structure.
Yeah, I thought we got a bit of a spray at half time, but I thought we came out in the second half and really played well, played to our structure. So
what was missing in that second term that allowed them to get so many scoring opportunities?
Yeah, well, they kept the ball in really well, and I just thought they wanted the ball a bit more. So when they got it in there, they were putting them in.
Your own performance, not only today but across the season so far.
Yeah, so I haven't been playing too well lately, but it was good to play the Dragons. Oh, I really like playing Dragons, so it's good to get back with these boys.
And your aspirations for the remainder of 2018?
Oh well, I think us boys can go onto a flag. We're good mates and stuff, so I think, we should do all right.
He's called it early here on Take Up Radio. Go and enjoy with the boys.
Good work, Maddo, and well done to Alistair. A couple of good interviews there as Maddo makes his way back. They're obviously a team that's got a few boys out with representative duties and that, so you would imagine they will be there at the when the whips are cracking late in the season.
Yes, you
Absolutely.
would. Sorry, I just lost you there for a minute. You would think so. As we mentioned during the call, they've been one of the top sides for the last few years in the TAC Cup competition. Obviously, just falling short last year in the grand final at Etihad Stadium to the Geelong Falcons, but you'd certainly be expecting them to go on to do some good things.
All right, our AFL Draft Central goal of the day went to, from memory, Maddo, or
AFL